It's that time of year, from family gatherings around a fireplace to catching up over your favorite peppermint mocha. Together is the best place to be. This episode is sponsored by Starbucks.
I have to say, every time I drink a peppermint mocha around the holidays, it always reminds me of when my family, after Thanksgiving, the Friday after Thanksgiving, we always go downtown Savannah. We walk the little Riverside Market. There's always a Starbucks there. We wait in line. Yeah, you get your hot peppermint mocha. It's cold. You're cozy. You're with family. It's fun. It's one of my favorite traditions.
Delicioso. It tastes like Christmas.
It does. It's the most nostalgic feeling ever to it be chilly outside. You have a hot Starbucks holiday drink and you're with your family. There's nothing better.
Well, we love family time with a warm drink in our hands. Share the season with the peppermint mocha or caramel brulee latte from Starbucks. Holiday shopping stressing you out? Well, Nally and I rely on Amazon's AI shopping assistant, Rufus, to find the perfect gift for everyone on our list. Just tell Rufus who you're shopping for, and it suggests great options while keeping your budget in mind. It's especially helpful since Amazon was just named the lowest priced U.S. online retailer for 9 straight years, with prices up to 14% lower than competitors. Visit Amazon.com and look for the Rufus icon for smarter, more affordable holiday shopping. What you feed your dogs matter for their overall health, and we know that, and that's why we feed our dogs Sundays for Dogs. Sundays was founded by veterinarian and mom, Dr. Tori Waxman, who was tired of serving so-called premium dog food filled with fillers and synthetics to the dogs she loves. So she developed Sundays, an air-dried real food made in a human-grade kitchen using the same ingredients and care you would use to cook for yourself and your family. Every bite of Sundays is clean and made from real meats, fruits, and veggies with no kibble. That means no weird ingredients that you can't pronounce and no fillers. Pet parents report better poops, better fur, just better energy for their dogs, just overall improve in their wellness.
I can't tell you how many times before switching to Sundays, we would have our dog food in the freezer and I'd be like, come on boys, time to eat. And they'd run over to where we feed them. And then I'd be like, oh no, I didn't take out your food from the freezer. Now it has to thaw. And now they're looking at me with the saddest face ever, but not with Sundays for Dogs, because all you have to do is scoop and serve. No freezer, no thawing or prep, no mess, just nutrient-rich, clean food that fuels their happiness, healthiest days, so you get more of them to share together. Make the switch to Sundays. Go right now to sundaysfordogs.com/VIALL and get 50% off your first order, or you can use code VIALL at checkout. That's 50% off your first order at sundaysfordogs.com/VIALL. sundaysfordogs.com/VIALL, or use code VIALL at checkout.
You're crazy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Edition. I'm your host, Nick, joined by my marvelous, bodacious,
Wow.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious wife, Nally Joy. Nally got me a thesaurus for Christmas. And so on my New Year's resolution is to learn more adjectives that appropriately describe my wife.
Good for you.
And he's learned marvelous and bodacious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Any Mary Poppins fans?
I'm a Mary Poppins fan. I was in the pit orchestra for my high school theater
What'd you
production.
play?
I played flute.
Okay.
I had a solo on Feed the Birds, and then I also had to
You
play
had a
this
solo?
little I was good at it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Can you still play?
Yes, I actually am being paid to play at Christmas Eve church this
Are
year.
you, wait, what?
Being paid to
Wait,
play
you are-
at Christmas Eve church?
You're an artist.
Mary plays a lot of
I
instruments.
play a lot of instruments. I play guitar, I play
why
bass,
This is the first
I
time
play
we're
flute.
hearing about this.
She produces music too.
I make music.
She
Yes.
writes music.
Mary, do you have musical instruments at home?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
She plays bass.
You are
And
required
guitar. Okay.
to bring in a musical instrument
Okay.
and play it for our audience in
Oh,
the next episode.
I mean,
Player's choice.
the
Pressure's
next
on.
episode. Okay, I'll prep something.
Anything of your choice, any length, whatever.
I'm hoping for maybe something Britney Spears.
Britney Spears.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I can do.
How many instruments do you play?
I play guitar. I play bass. I can play a little bit of keys, but I don't. It's kind of just by ear. And then I play flute. Yeah.
Does this make me a bad boss that I didn't know that?
No,
I mean, we all knew, but
I
Oh,
knew. I knew. I've
I
heard
have
all of
music.
her original songs.
same.
Yeah.
Same.
You have originals.
Yeah.
I do.
Mary's
Would
a
you be willing to
songwriter.
play one of those?
Link it in the description.
You should.
I mean, you guys can listen to my band. It's on Bandcamp.
You have a band? You're in a band?
No, I don't.
No, Mary is a
She
band.
is a band.
She does every instrument herself, and then it all
She's
sounds
you're
like
like
a
Ed
band.
Sheeran.
You're Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins, the one-man band.
Literally.
I guess, kind of, yeah. I can sequence some drums.
She harmonizes with herself.
She does, yeah.
Wow.
She loops.
I'm
her
not
own-
the best singer. I can get by.
Well, Leia can sing.
Leia can sing.
Leia can
Should we do a
sing.
collab?
Can we
Oh,
Christmas?
wow.
Can we Christmas? That's what we're for our audience
Okay.
and their listening and viewing pleasure.
Okay.
I'm happy to announce on the next episode, Leia and Mary,
And Kyle.
And Kyle.
Spectacile.
Spectacile.
members
Kyle.
of the household,
Cassie's also a very talented.
will perform a Christmas carol.
I don't know
musician.
any Christmas carols.
That's right.
We
Leia's
can do
Jewish.
a Hanukkah jingle.
I can play the Hanukkah song by Adam Sandler on guitar.
That's not such a fun one to sing.
Oh,
Yes, we will play a Hanukkah song and a Christmas song
okay.
to celebrate.
Does this have to be live, or can we pre-record this and just play
You
it?
can pre-record.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll get Danny involved.
Cute.
You can do it at the
Oh
studio.
my God.
Produce.
Let's do it in the studio. All
right.
all right. Let's all get together.
Would you bring Louis to a studio?
Our studio's at our house
Okay.
in our garage.
How have you ever brought Louis out in public? You know, like in a
No, he
Does
has.
he leave the house
He has
ever?
never left my house. Actually,
Oh,
He's
okay.
a prisoner.
Yes, we.
out in public where?
Restaurants,
Leia brought Louis to a wine bar
adult
with me.
wine
A
bar.
wine
Oh, I
bar.
see where
Yeah.
you're going with this.
We went to
Yeah.
Maryville.
Yeah, no, I've brought Louis to wine bars, to beer gardens.
Well, the internet is up in arms once again.
Mm.
There is a
Dividing the
dividing-
parents and non-parents.
Yeah, why are the parents and non-parents
They're
seemingly
always
at war?
I don't know. I feel
Can't
like
we
we
all
should all
just
just
get
get
along?
along. Literally.
Yeah, there's this video going around where this older woman came up to this mom
Mm-hmm.
who was with child and aggressively started calling her names. Why is your baby in a bar? You're stupid. You're an idiot. Basically, you're a bad mom.
Right. Rating
Upset
her.
because the baby was crying.
Upset
baby
upset
was
because the
crying.
baby was crying. Mom probably was struggling a little bit as moms do with crying babies.
Yep.
And
I know.
this person came up to this mom and was aggressive with her opinion, which created a lot of discourse about whether it was appropriate or not appropriate to bring your baby out to a bar.
The part of the video that made me team mom with baby was that the bar staff came up and kicked out the older woman who was yelling at the mom.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show, like, if the baby is allowed in the bar, because like there are a lot of
Yeah.
bars that will allow children before a certain time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The video was this was the middle of a day. In the middle of
Yeah.
the day, this establishment seemed more or less empty.
Yeah.
It was kind of giving bar during the day, probably serves lunch,
Family
Mhm.
friendly.
family
Yeah.
friendly.
Yeah.
They probably have a really great smash burger.
They
Oh,
probably have
hell
such
yeah.
a good kids menu.
That was probably
yeah.
that was my
Like-
entire childhood were those kinds of places.
By the way, bars have the best kids menus. They're the best place to take kids. Like I've
well,
tried to take
I don't know that statement
The
alone.
best
I
place.
mean,
Oh, like a sports bar? I grew up going
Yeah.
to sports bars like every single week to watch football with my family. Like,
I
you know
tried
what
to
I mean?
take Louis to a nice restaurant and it was a disaster.
The point is, it's highly situational.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Nally and I don't make a habit. We don't really go out all that much. And when we do go out, often not bars.
Mm-hmm.
There have been a couple situations where we were meeting up with friends.
But
People were
yeah.
like, come out. We were like with our child. and
Watch
we're
a
like,
sports
"Ah."
game.
Let's just
Mhm.
go check it out. Let's just go say hi. We will suss out what it's like when we get there. And if it's maybe too loud or it doesn't make sense, we'll say hi. We will leave or whatever. We'll just feel it out, which I'm assuming is the situation. But this person seemed to be just frustrated with the presence of this child.
She seemed drunk too.
Yep.
Go
Yeah.
out of her way.
Yeah.
And it's just more like, I don't know.
I guess what I would be curious to know, like, besides the criticism of you shouldn't have your baby in a bar,
I mean, yeah, it's of course.
what else are people mad? Like, what
Mhm.
else is the negative discourse?
I guess it's just because it's like I waited 21 years to get in here and you get to get in here at 6 months.
That's
Pissed.
crazy. That's crazy.
No, but I feel like there's a lot
like
of
the
those comments
6-month-old
where it's just
isn't
like,
drinking your beer.
I'm pissed.
No, it's the
I'm
same.
pissed.
It's
Get
the
this
same
baby out of
thing
this bar.
as like an airplane or like any environment where like people just don't want to be stuck in a room with a crying baby. I think that's the
interestingly
discourse.
enough, we were like talking to this. We were having this discussion with my mom, and last night we were talking about this video and whatever. And my mom was like, "I think the only time I would be like frustrated if there was a baby was if like I'm with my husband or my partner and we've paid for a babysitter and we're in this like very nice restaurant and there's like a baby next to me. And I'm like, well, could you imagine if like those people also maybe were hoping for that, but their babysitter got sick and canceled. And so they had to bring their baby with them. Like, it's just like
Or they
And a
every,
lot of people would respond by saying, well, stay the fuck home.
sure. I guess, I guess you could stay the fuck home and just lock yourself away in your house and not ever bother anyone with the existence of your child until they're of age to behave.
Well, then we encountered a situation that really made us think about like, what would we do in these situations, or what would I have done in my like single era? It's just like you always want to be like self-aware. Like obviously now that we're parents, we're more empathetic to that situation. We were out to lunch the other day at a wonderful establishment called Larchmont Wine and Cheese.
Love.
And we sit down, and there was a person next to us with this beautiful big dog, quiet, well-behaved dog, beautiful. And then this gentleman came up with a little dog, and he was with a friend. And it was kind of giving like new dog owner.
Okay.
And his friend was like, hey, they don't allow dogs in here. I'll go in and order the sandwich. And the dog owner was owning the dog. And this dog was just barking, this little dog. And the owner was struggling a little bit, like, oh, just like, please, just
Calm down.
like, I don't know what to do. You could tell the dog owner felt a little self-conscious about his barking dog, and he was kind of apologizing to people around him. He didn't, and the person with the big dog was just, oh my God. This dog owner was clearly struggling, with the barking dog. And the big dog owner was just not having it, just so annoyed and so pissed. And we were right next to the big dog owner. And the big dog owner, their friend came out, immediately heard the barking dog and was like, oh my God,
God.
And they sat down, the dog's just barking, and they got up and just like, they're like, we're just going to leave. And then
They said, quiet your dog down, dude.
Yeah.
And didn't say it like really loud enough so that he could hear, but we obviously heard. It very much felt like the
It's
entire
almost worse
time
when
that
it's
she
they
under
was-
wanted
breath.
us. They were trying to
Yeah.
rally the troops.
Yeah, they really want the whole time she's like moaning and groaning and, under her breath making comments. It felt very much like she wanted me to turn and be like, how annoying is
Some
that
would
dog?
say they pulled a Meredith Marks on the plane.
And so then they get up and they're like, quiet your dog down, dude. And I look up at them and I'm like, what do you want them to do? Like put a muzzle on the dog?
You said this?
I did.
Yeah, that's why I love her so much.
And they go, I mean, they could like get the dog training or something. There's a lot that they could do. I'm like, while we're at lunch?
Right now in this very moment,
my
they should call a
God.
trainer to come here.
Like what? So then they huff and puff and they walk away. As soon as they are out of sight, that dog is silent. So it's like clear
It was
that it was
barking
just
at the other
triggered
dog.
by-
Yeah.
Which
Maybe
so then
that-
we kind of had a discussion about like, what would we do in this situation? And it made us think. It's just like, listen, I've huffed and puffed before. And I've had my situations.
No way.
I have huffed and
I don't
puffed.
believe it.
I just want to like recognize that I have been irritated in public at people. And I thought to myself, well, what would I do? Like when I was traveling solo and I was just single. Listen, obviously, I'm on a plane. I'm sitting by myself. You're always like, who's going to sit next to me? It's like the lottery. And obviously, like right now, when we get on a plane with our daughter and we see parents and they sit next to us, we're like, all right, we're in this together.
Yeah, your kid entertain my kid, my
yeah.
kid entertain
Yeah.
my
Like,
kid.
and when we're on a plane with River, we're always 50 apologies a plane ride. It's like we want, we recognize like, I'm sorry.
We just have to be here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry we exist. And just you see any parent on a plane struggling a little bit. And it's just like, I would like to think, and I'm pretty sure I can safely say this, that even in my single days, like obviously when I'm sitting on a plane, if I see a family of kids, I am hoping and praying they're not sitting next to me. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if they did, and I saw parents struggling, I just don't feel like I would just go out of my way to let them know how miserable they were making my life. I feel like I've always had empathy being around like a large family just to know that like it's just not easy.
But it's also like the people who are like, quiet that baby down, quiet that dog down. It's like, okay, but what do you want me
Like,
to do?
Do you want
Yeah.
to like the guy was like almost like, do you want to cover the dog's mouth? Like what do you want this person to do? Suffer like
Go home, hang your head in shame.
like I don't It was just.
I wish they'd been like, actually, it's your dog that's making my dog bark.
What you do
Maybe
in
you
that-
should leave.
What you do in that situation, though, is you go, no, it's totally okay. You're totally fine. And then internally, you're like, I want to kill someone.
Well, either way, be kind and try to be empathetic. We got a great episode lined up for you today. The one and only Ashley Darby, the Real Housewives of Potomac star, joins us this episode to talk about this season. And obviously, we just, I haven't a chance. I met Ashley Darby at BravoCon. That was my first time meeting her. She seemed really lovely, and I'm excited to get to know her a little bit more and obviously unpack this season of Potomac. We also have Ramin Setoodeh, the co-editor-in-chief of Variety and the brainchild of Actors on Actors, joins us to talk about that experience, how that all came together. Also, again, with the recent tragedy of the death of Rob Reiner and his wife, was obviously just a terrible tragedy, and everyone's still talking about it. And we thought, obviously, being the co-editor-in-chief of Variety, I'm sure he has some really interesting takes on just the legacy of Rob Reiner and his influence on the industry as a whole. And we thought it would maybe be a great way to celebrate Rob, but just talking to Ramin about Variety's experience in working with Rob Reiner and just kind of celebrate his legacy. All that and more this episode. I'm really excited for you guys to hear it. Yeah.
Well, I am very excited because Traitors has dropped their trailer for the newest season.
Let's go.
I got some major FOMO.
I forget how much I love this show.
Me too.
Until I see the trailer again, and I'm like, yes, I
Yes.
can't wait for the next 5 months to be. Are you a traitor or are you a faithful?
Every
love this show.
single time Alan Cumming opens his mouth, I'm just like, yeah.
Great cast.
He's so great. Ugh.
Maura Higgins, love her so much.
She looked good in the bangs.
Love Island,
She does
yes.
look good.
Rob, it's nice to see his face again.
He said he'll cheat, lie, do whatever he's got to do.
I completely forgot he was casted on that.
Mhm.
Do you think he's gonna have like plaid overalls?
Oh, he must.
Plaid overalls, nothing underneath. Are you kidding me?
Overalls and shirtless.
Yeah.
Things you never knew would excite Mary.
Nick, Natalie, who are you guys excited for?
I feel like Caroline
Donna Kelsey.
Stansbury, I just love so much.
Donna Kelsey.
Yeah, Donna Kelsey, I think will be fun to kind of, we don't really see, much of her. So I think
Mhm.
it'll be fun to have.
I think she's going to be a star.
For
Did-
Donna?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has. They can't get rid of her.
No.
Like she
Who's
has to,
gonna vote
she has to
her
win.
out?
Who's
Yeah.
going to vote her out? You'll have the Swifties after you. Like,
Did you guys?
True.
This is just a rumor that I saw. I don't know if it's true. Dorinda and Donna Kelsey apparently kind of get into it.
I could see
Is
that.
a rumor that I heard.
The funny thing is, you literally said who would come after Donna Kelsey. The only person that would, Dorinda. Rub her the wrong way.
Clip. Yeah.
Well, it's great that we have Dorinda back because
I
if
know.
you don't
Yeah.
remember, she had an unceremonious exit last season.
Even though she read Nietzsche.
I hope she lasts longer this
They
time.
brought her back.
yeah, I feel like if she were to go
That would
home first
suck.
night again,
That'd be crazy.
I feel like production has to be like, guys, do not send this woman home.
But
night
you know,
one.
if it was The Bachelor, they'd be like, she already had her chance.
I will say,
She
I
doesn't
feel like
she
deserve
came
love.
back for
Yeah.
the wrong reasons.
Send her home.
I think they make her a traitor.
Wait, could you imagine if she does go home first? Because I was like, I did notice that I didn't hear any Dorinda sound bites.
They're saving it.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say Carolina Portia also barely had sound bites.
That's
True.
true.
So it's like, are we just saving the best people, or do they literally just get like eliminated?
If they get the chop, I'm early on.
I
I'm
would
gonna
like
be
to
so
think
mad.
that if I
Portia.
were on this cast, I would align with Caroline and Portia.
Any of the housewives?
Yeah.
Any of the housewives.
Because they're
you
the
got it.
snipers with words. Anything they say, they're gonna go after. Like they're gonna turn the crowd against someone.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who's going to be a traitor.
Donna should be a traitor. I like that idea.
Donna and Dorinda, maybe their beef is fake because they're traitors.
Maybe Caroline is the traitor.
I'm
don't
so
know.
excited.
Jam Jam is fun. He's from Survivor.
Mhm.
It's going to be fun. And that premieres in January?
January 8th.
On January
Okay.
8th.
So soon,
Uh-huh.
So
We're
soon,
so bad.
right?
You know, when you like dread January because it's like, oh, the holidays are over,
Mhm.
but like Traitors.
But like traders.
But traitors. Yeah. Salt Lake City going through the new year and Traitors starting is
That's
the
what's
thing that
keeping me
gets
going. Yeah.
through my seasonal depression.
Yeah, that's what's going to get me to January.
This does
Mhm.
look like a spooky season, though.
And it's kind of crazy that Christmas is like a week away.
Less.
I
Less
know.
than
Oh,
a
no. Yeah, a week.
I was like, oh, fuck, I got to order Christmas gifts. I was like texting
Same,
all
girl.
of my siblings yesterday.
Same.
I will say most of the brands made an announcement yesterday that it was the last day to expedite.
Yeah, to like get
Orders.
something for Christmas.
Mhm.
This happened last year. Nick was like, so you got some gifts. They're coming.
They're on their way.
They'll probably be here like
It's just
in
a bunch
couple
of
weeks.
you're just getting a bunch of envelopes with like what you're gonna
Pictures
be
of
getting.
what's-
Yeah.
No, Nick's like, do you want me to tell you or do you want it to be a surprise? in 2
Natalie's getting
weeks?"
cash.
Here's a gift
Nick's
card,
lucky
babe.
though. You're lucky that you live in LA because every brand has some kind of pop up or
No,
something.
I
Mhm.
You
Go
can
to
pick
the
it
Gotta
up.
go
store.
shopping.
I got. I don't know. I'm not sure where I have any free time in the next couple days, but
You need to find some.
I got to go, babe.
Yeah. You really only have today and tomorrow.
Are you gonna be a mall person?
It is the most stressful.
Nick's gonna have to
thing
go to
in
the
my
mall,
life.
guys.
It's the most stressful thing in my life.
Can we film it? Like just a vlog style.
How
Nick goes to the mall.
funny.
Oh
That
my
would be
god,
really
yes.
funny.
But I need it with the narrator with the British accent.
And then
Oh.
Nick's like,
Nick goes to the mall.
and then
As
it's like,
he
can I get a
walks.
size 8? And they're like, sold out. He's like, no.
Where
You know,
can I?
like-
Where do I have to go to
He's
get
like,
a size
you see
8?
this man with wired headphones,
Alhambra.
ignoring
And
everybody.
this is now the
Topanga Canyon.
this is now
Yes.
the time where Nick practices not huffing and puffing.
Mhm.
The time of the year.
He's calling
This-
Natalie like, do you actually
Yeah.
need something?
Yes.
By the way, that is, I do have to really stop myself from getting inappropriately upset at customer service when like they don't have something in stock that I need.
Yes.
Yeah.
It exists somewhere.
You
Not
do.
their fault.
It's not their fault. They
It's
just
not their
work there.
fault, but I'm
they
just like,
literally
why
just
don't you
work
have
there.
it? It said on the website that it was here.
I
Because you
know.
waited 5 days before Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Now it's time for our Mint Mobile Hot Take Hotline, where you, the audience, get to share your hot takes and we get to discuss.
You know, we're not going to let big wireless and our overpriced phone bill suck the joy out of the holidays this year, because right now, all of Mint Mobile's unlimited plans are 50% off. You can get 3, 6, or 12 months of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. It's their best deal of the year and makes it real easy for us to give our expensive wireless bill the Scrooge treatment. Mint Mobile's best deal of the year is happening right now. Get a 3, 6, or 12-month unlimited plan for $15 a month. All Mint plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. You can bring your current phone number over to Mint. No contract and no nonsense. Turn your expensive wireless present into a huge wireless savings future by switching to Mint. Shop Mint unlimited plans at mintmobile.com/VIALL. That's mintmobile.com/VIALL. Limited time offer, upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12 months. Plan required $15 a month. Equivalent taxes and fees. Extras. Initial plans. Term only. Larger than 35 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
Guys, I know most of you listening are way overpaying for your wireless bill. And if you want to like have the same experience on the phone and pay a fraction of the cost, you know where to go. It's Mint Mobile. All right, let's play our first hot take.
Hi, my name is Emily. My hot take is that shorts are totally fine for men to wear. I'm so confused what a man should be wearing when it is really hot outside. And I've been hearing Nick say this for so long, and I just can't agree. I think shorts
fair.
are totally fine, especially with some gym shoes.
Yeah,
Well,
what?
With some gym shoes.
It's a situational. Like if it's
like
really
like
hot, I get
workout
it.
shorts
Yeah.
with gym shoes.
What's a bigger
Yeah, are you working out in leggings?
compression pants
Well, no,
for
I
men?
mean like the gym is fine. I'm just saying like I don't need to see men's legs at the grocery store.
Okay, but
It's
what's
air conditioned.
what's worse though if it is really hot? You see a man in shorts or you see a man who's sweating through his entire pant? What's a bigger
I feel like that's not common. Like
Yeah, I
men are
don't know.
sweating
I don't
through
listen.
their
If a guy's
legs,
that sweaty,
through
I don't
their
know if his shorts are
pants.
really doing anything for him.
I don't know.
If they
Again,
have that bad of excessive sweat glands, I feel like they have maybe a larger
I
problem.
don't know.
They need to.
Sorry, I'm just
work
trying to
on.
defend
It's definitely,
men
you know
here.
what,
I think shorts
to
are
our
hot.
caller, it's not that big of a deal. It's one of the things that Nick just, it's
Listen,
just
I'm
one
weird.
of his things.
Mhm.
You know?
This is one of the things he huffs and puffs about.
Quirky.
He doesn't even huff and puff about it. He sees a man in shorts and he's like,
Just
I
know I'm
wouldn't.
judging you.
You do you.
I am
Yeah.
judging you.
yeah.
You see a man struggling in the heat, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You
true.
gotta
You
let
don't
him
have-
wear
I know,
shorts.
I
You don't have empathy for
You
his
don't have empathy
legs?
for men
I
in
think shorts are hot on men,
hot.
You
for
do?
the record. Yeah,
Mm.
short.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But
right
you
above the
need-
knee. It's got to be above the knee.
It's
It
gotta
cannot
be above,
below the knee.
No, not below
Or
the
at
knee.
the
It
knee.
needs to be like a
It
little
has
like
to hit the
chino
right
short.
spot.
It has to be like
Hmm.
kind of like you would be like, is that guy straight? That's a hot short.
I definitely like seeing Nick in like swimsuit trunks.
Mhm.
Trunks, sweat shorts.
But I don't
Those
like
are
seeing
shorts,
him
my guy.
Sweat shorts.
Sweat shorts, no.
Sweat shorts are cute.
Like khaki shorts, no thanks.
No,
Nick's
not
gonna be
khaki, not
doing
jeans.
yard work and
Jorts,
fucking
no thanks.
Yeah.
board shorts.
The ultimate ick man
just called it
uniform starts with a visor,
Okay.
followed by a vest,
A visor.
A vest.
shorts,
And flip flops.
and flip flops.
You are describing my husband.
Really?
Yeah, he'll wear maybe not a visor, but like a baseball cap. He
He's got a
has like
puffy
a
vest.
vest. He definitely has
I
vests.
don't get vests.
Mm.
He definitely has
You
vests.
kind
I
of-
don't get
shorts
visors.
and like clogs.
I guess
Like
I get
Birkenstocks.
visors for women. You could do like a bun with the visor, but for men, it's not really making sense.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel like you're really just describing so many men in the state of Florida.
Visors are only
That it's
acceptable
Or
where
the
like
entire
rich
Midwest and
recreational
South.
sports
Yeah.
are being played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tennis,
But
golf,
why not just wear a hat?
fine. But that's what I'm saying. The only place that a visor is acceptable.
That's where I'm
Mhm.
confused. It's like, why choose the visor over the full baseball cap?
Like, are you having a good hair day and you just want to show it off? Or
Maybe you
Yeah.
want it to
sun
breathe.
to
That is true.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of a visor?
You put some sun in your hair and you still want to get those
You're putting
highlights
some
in.
lemon juice in
Yeah.
your hair and you're getting some natural highlights.
Exactly.
It's gonna be a
Same
weird
with the
tan
vest.
line.
Like, are you trying to have the guns breathe? Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, Danny wears a shirt under the vest.
I love
It's
a vest.
It's a fashion statement. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where else one could wear a visor?
where?
Perhaps on a boat. Shall we listen to our next hot take?
I'm
Let's
excited. I love boat.
Hello, Viall Files. My name is Leslie, and I have 2 Mint Mobile hot takes.
Two.
My first hot take is that your show is really missing the boat, pun intended, when it comes to the Below Deck franchise. Similar to how you realized what a great reality show Vanderpump Rules was after Scandal, I think you will find you have really been missing out on some great reality TV with Below Deck through the Salt Lake City Housewives crossover. My second hot take is that the Viall Files team should charter a Below Deck yacht.
Yes, of
Seeing your
course.
team as guests on one of those charters would be amazing television. And your
That'd be
team
fun.
deserves it. Love your show and can't wait to watch Nick and Natalie on the Age of Attraction. Okay,
Thanks,
bye.
Leslie.
Thank you, Leslie. I agree. I feel like I always hear this about
I
Below
know.
Deck. It
It's
is definitely the
so
one Bravo
good.
show we haven't really tapped into, other than
Frasier, we did have Frasier on.
Yeah.
Fraser.
Fraser.
Like
Fraser.
See, it's
Fraser.
not neat.
With the
Other
hat.
than Frasier,
Thank you.
Yes, we had Fraser and he was great.
we did.
Fraser
And
was
she's-
amazing.
I am thinking
And
of
then
Chief
obviously the
Stew.
collab between Salt Lake City, and I'm
Yes.
very like
Mhm.
that. We are absolutely going to watch that the
Mhm.
other side of
Yeah.
that collab.
Below Deck is one of the most beautiful shows ever created. I love it so much. It's
We should tap in.
amazing.
Big
We should
fan.
tap
Captain Sandy.
How many
Captain
different
Sandy.
Yeah.
Below Deck franchises are there?
I want to say between 4 and 6.
Oh.
Because there's
Below Deck,
Mediterranean,
Med,
Below Deck,
Down Under.
Down Under.
Which one do we love the most?
Down
Med-
Under's Captain Jason, which is
Mhm.
what the ladies went on.
I like Captain Sandy, which is
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
Mhm. You have
How do
Captain-
do they all air at once? Type kind of how Housewives do, where several are going at the same time, or they're one at a time.
It's kind of like one at a time.
Which
Yeah.
one is Fraser on?
Regular
Below
Below
Deck.
Yeah. Because then Captain
Oh,
Sandy
damn.
does come into regular Below Deck. To get to watch Fraser go his journey is so incredible.
Do you think he's going to go back, and do you think that he'd have Matt on as his guest?
Ooh.
Recently reported that Matt Rogers.
Oh,
from the
Matt
show.
Rogers. Yes.
Is
one
dating
of,
Fraser.
one of my favorite people in the entire planet, Matt Rogers, is dating Fraser, and huge news for me personally. Yes.
Literally.
We ran into them together at BravoCon before that got out. you
I know. Well, because basically what had happened is like, my best friend Audra had a theory that this was happening and was catching vibes, and then I immediately was like, "Let me do some research," and then texted both Justin and Sierra to try to get me the tea, and then as it was kind of being confirmed, it was being confirmed in real life. Yeah.
And I would act a complete fool if you wanted me to, if we chartered a yacht on there. I'd give them
I'm
ratings.
definitely
Yeah.
down. I wonder how much that is.
It's a pretty penny
Oh.
because you also have to do a good tip because they're going to rate your tip after. So
Yeah.
like if we don't
Maybe
tip
they'd give us
good on top of
discount
it,
though.
If we go on TV,
I don't think that's how
Yeah.
that works.
Oh.
Maybe. Well, I think technically it does. Right?
What if I
Just reaching
promise
out?
to give them some good
Yeah.
drama?
well,
It's
doesn't
definitely worth an email.
Oh, I'll get drunk
We
and
should send
say
an
some
email.
shit.
I'll throw a drink
We should
in
send
someone.
an email to, like
Yeah.
inquiring.
I promise to throw a drink at someone.
I promise to make some mess happen.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll start watching.
Okay.
There is one more about Natalie that was really sweet, and I think we should just play it because I thought it was really cute.
Oh.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Get your ear pierced in.
Let me get my
Earpiece.
earpiece.
Not your
Your ear pierce.
Hey, Viall Files. It's me, Meredith. I've called like 3 billion times, but I just have to say my hot take is, thank God you're married to Natalie Joy. We love you, Natalie. Sometimes the things you say, Nick, are a little not on my same opinion. And then Natalie will chime in, and I'm like, there we go, Natalie. You
There we go.
cracked it. Thank you. So, your wife is an amazing, beautiful, smart woman, and
Write
I
that
think
down.
you should always listen to what she says, Nick. So
Have a great day.
Good.
Mhm.
She's not even
Was
married
that-
to her.
And what was this lovely person's
Yeah.
name?
Meredith.
Was that
Meredith.
Mary calling from the back? Or did we pay
Maybe.
for that?
I don't know. She didn't even need a thesaurus.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Mary
She didn't.
would
How do
pick
you know?
that name.
She could have been reading.
That's true.
That was nice.
And we
I love that it was
appreciate
a
you
hot take.
not agreeing with my takes.
But I do
That's okay.
appreciate you agreeing
Mhm.
with mine.
Yeah.
And that is why we make such a great team.
Listen,
He
I am
says-
sorry that you don't like some of our takes of your favorite reality TV star.
She said
Your
takes.
take.
Your take
Yeah.
specifically.
I don't know
said
if you
that.
just put us
Our
all under that
thing.
hat.
Mhm.
I'm just giving the world something to come together on, and that is disagreeing with me.
There you go.
Yes.
It is one of the things that brings people together.
Yeah.
The great unifier.
Tis the
Tis the
season.
So you should really listen to the Viall
Season.
Files over Christmas. Bring your whole family together.
Okay.
Well, that was nice.
Oh, well, we got some more hot takes later this episode, but don't forget, if you want to save some money on wireless and get some amazing coverage at the same time, you know where to find it, and that's with Mint Mobile. All right, we got some, honey, got some more headlines before we get to Ramin?
Well, Dakota might have a new girlfriend.
Okay.
Why do we know this?
Dakota
Um,
from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yeah, there's like a TikTok that he
So
posted.
Taylor Frankie Paul may be engaged, and Taylor and Dakota, her ex,
Has to post something
Said,
about
what
it.
about me?
said, "What about me?"
He
Yeah.
is, yes. That is perfect.
Dakota is the Brittany Bateman of the Secret Lives of
Clearly,
Mormon
he's like, my
Wives.
ex is happy somewhere. Let's talk about me.
What did
Yeah.
you think of Dad Talk?
I could take it
I
or
don't
leave it.
think about
I
dad
don't
talk.
subscribe.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's hard to watch, like, you know, men do bits. I think sometimes when it's like, I think sometimes when you're like scrolling and you're like, some women would be like, oh my God, he's so hot. Like, I'm sliding into his DMs or something. Then you like sit back and you think, like, he really set up his phone and then he backed up.
But what if he's a dad?
And then he.
I have some lovely men in my life. Some
You are a
friends.
part of a dad talk.
You are a part of a dad talk.
I
This
did
is
get-
Nick's
I-
people.
Which one of you guys is the one who puts the phone on the wall and
And then runs back.
I felt like I deserved a medal for being a team player at that.
how
in
much
that moment.
convincing did it take for them to get you to do that, or were you on board? Whose idea
It took
was it?
not giving a lot of information up front
to me?
and then and
Natalie
then
Natalie booked me.
Oh, this was like a scheduled event. It didn't just happen while you were all hanging out.
No, it was like, hey, what are you guys doing at 2:00? We want to do something together. And then it was like,
Well, we
oh,
want to meet some people, some fam.
that's fun.
You
Let's
know.
do that. And then they were like, no kids allowed. And I was like, oh, well,
Well,
I'll
I'm
stay
not
home
coming.
with River.
Yeah.
And then Nick can just go. And then Nick texted me and was like, oh my God, they want me to take my shirt off. And I was like, what is happening?
And I am just not in my shirtless era. I'm just not anymore.
But sometimes, those I think are a little different because some of them can be like endearing.
Silly,
You
fun,
were like
goofy.
singing in the car, like that's cute, whatever. I think it's the ones that like they're trying to be
In on the mom talk.
they're
of
doing
it
the
all.
bits or they're trying to be sexy is always a little like
Like I can
don't
watch
need that.
Michaela make a joke about like Fruity Pebbles, but like I don't want to watch like Jace eat a bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah.
And be like, haha, got you.
When I'm watching Mormon Wives, I want the wives. I'm a little less interested in the husbands.
As we saw from the reunion.
Yeah. And I think Bravo does it really well when they bring the men in and then they have them go
and they
because
have
they're
them
not
go.
the main event.
yeah, I can't say I'm just in love with the Dad Talk.
Yeah.
Of Mormon Lives community.
And you want to know why, too? Is also because it's the way that they talk about it. Like, because I'm like, Mom Talk was kind of like, it was its own thing, right? Like, we all learned about Mom Talk before the show, so it kind of is just like its own entity. Once it became like, Mom Talk could really learn something from Dad Talk, then it was like,
Mom
okay.
Talk versus Dad Talk.
If I never hear Dad Talk again, it would be too soon.
Dad talk was great when it was just a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think now it's like a
Speaking
business
of
plan.
speaking of jokes, the Summer House cast has released their like cast photos of
Yeah.
the new season, and people are noticing that they used some of last year's photos.
Oh my God, they did.
It's hard to miss. It's
Yeah,
The same outfit.
But
But they all look great.
Lindsay Hubbard did get a new
Yeah.
photo.
Of course.
she was the only from OG cast to get a new photo, and the rest of them they reused.
Well, they all are wearing the same outfit. I think Jesse Solomon's is the exact same picture.
Sierra's is for sure, because I remember looking at that dress being
Yeah,
like,
Amanda's.
Was Lindsay pregnant the last time they took the photos of the OG
Well, they
cast?
do, Justin, pull up this one because it's a before and after.
yeah, no, that's
Wait.
Amanda wearing the same dress. There's Paige in the middle. Was the new girl photoshopped on Paige's body? No.
Oh my god.
That would be insane.
crazy.
But like,
is
doesn't
the new
she's
girl wearing
the
the
new
same
girl's wearing
thing?
like the exact same little
What's
white
the big
dress.
controversy other than Bravo like saving a few bucks?
Or maybe they
people
couldn't
just
get them
noticed.
all.
That's all it was.
God forbid
But I
they're
think don't
sustainable.
Don't they usually
Yeah.
like reuse photos, or they
No.
don't do an official? They don't do an official photo shoot.
Yes, they do.
That's what it
At
was.
the house every year.
At the house, but not in a studio. That was the difference of last year. So now this year, it's just them repeating photos.
Yeah, but like that is just kind of.
It's some great Photoshop work though, because I would be, if they weren't wearing the same thing, I wouldn't think that this was Photoshop.
Everyone looks nice.
Everyone does look good. I guess if you were in the like, oh my God, I hated my dress, that was a last minute choice, and then they were like, we're going to reuse those photos, I would definitely be like, are you serious?
And
I
I
wonder if
think-
they gave them the choice, to your point, like, and maybe Lindsay was the only one who was like, I want a new one.
I think, Lindsay, I think she has a new haircut. Maybe that's a little different than the last time
Or
they
to
took the
keep up
photos.
with-
She might have been pregnant when that was happening, and everyone else is like, I don't know, I looked good a year ago, I looked the same. Like,
Yeah.
just keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Can we pull up Lindsay's from last season?
See, and I love a gallery shoot. I'm not gonna lie, like it's one of my favorite things with like housewives. It's what are they gonna be wearing? Like it's just kind of part of like the show for the fans. So I kind of feel like it's a little cheapening.
Yeah,
to
Yeah, she
hair
was
is
pregnant.
Completely different
Yeah, her
haircut.
hair is long
and,
and
she's
she
pregnant. So that makes sense why they wanted to update
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
And Jesse's like, I'm still tall.
I'm
They used the
still
exact
cute.
same
Wes,
photo.
Wes is like, I'm still shaggy.
I'm still blonde. Yeah.
You know?
And then we got 4 new cast members.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see. I'm excited. This is one of my
When
shows.
does it premiere?
I believe in February.
February
3rd.
3rd.
February 3rd.
I was looking at one of the cut downs we recorded from last episode before we get
Mm-hmm.
to Ramin, and my beard's getting longer. I haven't really shaved in a while, and it made me feel like I look like every middle-aged white man with a beard, and I feel like I need to shave.
Like trim or like fully shave the beard?
I want to see the jawline.
Natalie's like, no,
For you.
just
Go
got
back
that.
and watch Dancing with the Stars where he was Pinocchio.
Well, Nick showed us a photo at the holiday dinner of him with no
And?
beard, and you looked good. You had a jawline,
Thank you, Justin.
and I want to see it.
Do you have a jawline still?
I
How
think,
would we know?
your hair would grow back if you just wanted to
that look?
I think that's his worried look.
test it out.
I have nightmares about accidentally shaving.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
We
What's
can-
the worst that happens? Your
What if
face.
you
My
just-
wife leaves me.
Oh,
What
It
if
grows
you-
back? Doesn't it grow back astronomically fast?
biotin?
Yeah, you'd have a 5 p.m. shadow.
It'd take me a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you just had a mustache?
Ooh, that could be
Mm.
Would you play with
interesting.
it? Like, would you start to shave it and like leave a mustache and a goatee, or like then?
I think
see
a
what it looked
goatee
like?
on me is really gross.
Let's not do a
Okay.
goatee,
Yeah, I
but
wouldn't do a
Natalie, would you be
goatee.
down for a mustache?
I'd be interested.
Mustaches are
Let's
back.
try
I'd be
it.
interested.
I'd be
Mm-hmm.
Give it a
interested to see what
shot.
it looks
Little
like.
Tom Sandoval moment.
Come on.
Maybe we'll do it over Christmas.
Okay.
She's
Mhm.
like, yeah, when we're not filming.
Maybe we'll
The
dabble over
Christmas
Christmas.
You can
stash.
AI put a beard on if you don't like it.
I felt real basic.
By
Just-
having a beard.
Well, just I was just like, I can't tell if that's me or just any
A
other guy
guy.
with a
Some
beard.
guy.
Just a guy. with a
Yeah,
beard.
I think that's something you're gonna have to come to terms with emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know who else is just a guy?
Who?
Hmm.
Craig Conover. Because he's
he
in the
spiraling?
comments.
Maybe a little bit.
He's in the comments responding to fans.
I just love that the Southern Charm cast, you can leave a comment and then you're going to get a whole essay in return.
Yeah.
Oh,
can
they're
we-
gonna respond to your comment.
And I
Okay.
love it.
Yeah. So
they
here's
will.
what happened. So basically, someone had commented on something from Craig saying, "Craig, go to bed," with the laughing, crying emoji, and then Craig on his last TikTok, and Craig responded with, "Just came from gifting all of my family's company 42 employees Christmas gifts. Headed back to Charleston to do the same at Sewing Down South. Saw an amazing quote that embodies why I work so hard and wanted to share. Hope you spread some good with this week and pass it on." The quote in question: "If you knew how many people win when I win, you'd never understand that my ambition was never greed." Craig comments on this comment: "This is everything."
It does kind of feel like we're watching maybe a little bit of a Minty B.
You know,
happening.
Yeah.
A little.
I feel like that was like more a statement his assistant should have made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What,
His
that
best
he-
friend?
The
Oh, yeah.
just
his
gave
assistant.
He needs a hype
42.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't land the way he wanted it to land.
If it was like big drama and that was his response, it could be chic. But the fact that it was from a rando commenting on his TikTok seems a bit
Just like patting himself on the back.
He has a point
Yeah.
though. He has a point.
I
It's
do-
like people
yeah.
are coming for him and saying like go to bed, and he's like, well, actually,
I can't go
Here's-
to bed because I'm gifting.
I'm working and like
I'm
providing money
doing
that's
a
making
lot.
gifts, for people.
He knows how to maximize 24 hours.
But he had the time.
That's giving like PR cleanup
Mm,
for me. Sorry. Not the biggest fan.
I know.
I'm not
You
the
hate
biggest fan
Craig.
either, but like
Why?
I think he has a point.
I'm just like, I think it's the shit that's going on the show right now. And then it's like, okay, somebody leaves a stupid comment, like, go to bed. What time do you post? 2 a.m.? Who cares? And like for you to go into comment being like, well, I'm actually a philanthropic, amazing person. And I've just spent my entire time gifting my coworkers and everybody wins when I win. It's like, shut the fuck up.
It's like,
Delulu, yeah.
okay.
Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, if like, we would know that, like, people will say that, or be like, oh my God, working for Craig Conover is one of the best experiences of my life. But like,
Yeah, that definitely it lands better when it comes from one of the people benefiting.
Yeah,
from your
he should have had
generosity.
one of his employees chime in and be like, actually, he just
It's like, hey,
been
write this or
gifting
you're
all of
fired.
our
yeah.
all of our gifts.
But I think
this year.
that in a response to a go to sleep is it's just,
Yeah.
it's a
I
weird,
wonder what the gifts are.
Oh,
probably pillows.
Yeah.
Pillows and a bonus.
Gifting
Hopefully.
embroidered
all of my
pillows.
family's company,
Family's company.
42 employees.
Is it his family's company or is
Christmas
his
gifts.
company and the
It's-
people work for him his family?
They're separate. He's saying his family has
He's
a
gifting
company.
all
Oh,
of my family's
Sewing Down
company,
South.
and he's going to do the same thing at Sewing Down South.
But he hasn't done it yet.
Is he only doing it for the Charleston Sewing Down South, or is he going to do all of the
Nashville?
employees?
He's a very-
Kroger and Sewing Down South is in Kroger, so I hope he
Yeah.
doesn't forget about the Kroger employees.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
employees he needs to gift if we're
Mhm.
gifting.
Period.
Yeah, I gotta go
Greg.
Christmas shopping for my wife, so
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it.
Good thing we did the
Well, you go to
Rufus gift everyone else
Yeah.
for Secret Santa.
Yeah.
That was easy.
All right. Well, up next, we got Ramin Setoodeh, the co-editor-in-chief and president of Variety magazine, to talk about Actors on Actors is his brainchild. It's a really fascinating thing that's really cool. You get to see some really neat interviews. Also, to talk with us about, obviously, the tragedy of Rob Reiner and the tragedy that his family, obviously, Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle, were tragically passed recently. And obviously, it's really affected the industry as a whole, and a lot of obviously fans of Rob, and he has an amazing legacy that he's left. And we are excited to talk with Ramin about that, and maybe in the face of tragedy, focus on some bright spots that Rob left this world. Also, don't forget to check out Viall Files Plus. Ad-free episodes are available, plus all the great content we are providing, like the update specials, our reality recap deep dives, and our pop culture roundups. Plus, we'll be dropping some new and exciting content behind Viall Files Plus, so be sure to get in on it while it's hot. Just go to viallfiles.com to check it out. As a business owner myself who has employees who are wonderful, who, like, let's be honest, like, cost real money, you want to make sure that those employees are getting the work you hired them for and not wasting time proofreading emails or just simply drafting messages and memos. You hire them to be creative, to be self-starters, not to proofread. Let Grammarly and the technology behind their AI-powered tone features help you communicate confidently. 93% of professionals report that Grammarly helps them get more work done. You deserve to be equipped with the best tools on your job with the right AI support. Grammarly is designed to help professionals with real-time writing support on any project, email, and more. It's one easy place to get quick help from AI whenever you're writing. Just start a new doc from your Grammarly homepage to use the features. It's fast and easy.
Grammarly has features that are tailor-made for working professionals, so you can get all of your writing done from start to finish, all in one place. You can bring more polish and impact to your emails, presentations, and proposals without switching between tools and tabs, all while amplifying your voice and moving your ideas forward.
As someone who doesn't know how to proofread, and I could proofread a million times and still not correct all my mistakes, well, now I just let Grammarly do it for me, and I get more done much faster. Sign up for free and experience how Grammarly can elevate your professional writing from start to finish. Visit Grammarly.com/podcast. That's Grammarly.com/podcast.
When I think about the holidays, I think about little moments with Jeff and Steve, and that's why we're joining Chewy Claus, who's out here making pet wishes come true. From November 4th to December 24th, share your pet's wish at chewy.com/chewyclaus. It could become real, and it helps others too. Each wish triggers a donation of 5 meals to shelters and rescues across the country. Submit through the Chewy app, and they'll double the donation, and wish for a pet really is the wish that keeps on giving.
When it comes to us, like, sometimes we used to always get our dog toys at local pet stores. We'd be out, you'd check it out, and then they would use it, and then they would go through it, and then they wouldn't have a toy for a while. But with Chewy, they always have a toy ready to go because they deliver those fun things that your dogs will love right to your door.
You can send your pet's wish through the Chewy app, and they will double their donation to shelters and rescues across the country. Shelters and rescues can join in on the joy by submitting their own wish list to Chewy Claus. Their community can find their wish list and donate items directly to them. Chewy Claus is spreading joy with your wish. From balls to play fetch for Steve or clean ingredients treats for Jeff, Chewy always has our backs. Every pet deserves a wish come true. Send your pet's wish to chewy.com/chewyclaws and it might become a reality. Plus, your wish means Chewy will donate 5 meals to pets in need. Cold mornings, holiday plans, that's when I need my closet to just work. And this is when I always depend on my Quince staples because they are something I'm always constantly reaching for. It's something that when I am making my gift guides for the people in my life, I am always searching Quince. I'm always linking things and buying things from Quince because they just have amazing pieces. They're 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters from $50 are something I will get literally anyone in my life and they will 100% love it. They're going to wear it year round. I know it's going to get used and it's going to last because each piece is made from premium materials by trusted factories that meet rigorous standards for craftsmanship and ethical production. It's everything you actually want to wear, built to hold up season after season, but not just their clothes. They also have amazing bedding, bath, cookware, travel accessories. Their expandable carry-on suitcase is something I actually got my mom this year for Christmas because I can't tell you how riggedy the one she was using was, and I'm so excited for her to use it. They also have an amazing organic Turkish waffle robe, so if you're like looking for someone who's maybe a homebody, you've got to check out the Turkish waffle robe. Honestly, anything at Quince, you will not go wrong, so get your wardrobe sorted and your gift list handled with Quince. Don't wait. Go to quince.com/VIALL for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns, now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/VIALL. Free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/VIALL.
Ramin, welcome back to the show, man. How you doing?
Hey guys, love being on the show. Thank you so much for having me back.
Love to have you, man. It's always great to catch up with you. Obviously, a lot going on in Hollywood these days. You are the brainchild of Actors on Actors and really help facilitate it. And your colleagues sing your praises. We've had them on before. And obviously, it's such a it's really taken off, Actors on Actors. And I think it's something that we're all really excited every year that it comes out. And you get some really fascinating interactions with some really iconic actors. I mean, what is it like, just producing that and putting it together? And how do you feel like it's been received with the public?
The reaction's just been incredible. It was a really surreal moment over the weekend when we saw that SNL spoofed Actors on Actors and did Variety's Characters on Characters. I don't know if you guys saw it or not,
Yes.
with the Grinch and with Mrs. Santa Claus. It was just really, really funny. I couldn't believe it watching at home. But this is really the big internet series. It's a viral internet series. We partnered this year with CNN, so all the conversations are on YouTube, on Variety's YouTube page, and also on CNN's new streaming platform. And what I do is this is months of work. I start in early fall, sometimes even in the summer, and I really want the best conversations possible. So I pair the best performances of the year, the actors that deliver those performances together. So this year we had everyone from Julia Roberts to Sean Penn, Ariana Grande to Adam Sandler, and our season finale, which I've wanted Leonardo DiCaprio to do this for years. He finally did it for One Battle After Another, and he sat down with Jennifer Lawrence, and it's an incredible conversation. I don't think I've seen Leo on camera for as long as he was on camera in this conversation, and a lot of people are really going to love this conversation.
That's what I feel like everyone's been raving about is like, just wait for the Jennifer Lawrence and Leonardo DiCaprio one because it's so good.
Yeah, Kate Arthur was here recently talking about it and really excited for people to see it.
Kate Arthur's part of the team, and Elizabeth Wagmeister from CNN, who you guys know is a friend of the show. She's also part of the team. And it's really interesting because we'll go back and forth, and a lot of the teams and publicists around award season, because it's now like running a presidential campaign, right? Winning an Oscar. There's a lot of consultants and a lot of strategists, and they always try to come up with a pairing that's often very safe and kind of boring. And so my job as an editor is to try to find the most interesting, surprising, dynamic pairing, and I usually get what I want. But there's a lot of going back and forth, and sometimes the actors don't even know what their teams are suggesting for them. But I really want the best possible pairing to make everyone on the internet very happy.
I don't assume that you would want, you can name names or anything like that. But if have there ever been a situation where it was like, oh, this will be amazing, but one of the actors was like, absolutely not. I don't want to do that.
I met him at a party.
Yeah.
They were douche. I'm not sitting down with them.
I mean, this honestly happens for almost every single pairing. Last year, there was a very famous story about Sebastian Stan from The Apprentice. No one would pair with him because they didn't want to talk about him playing Donald Trump.
Okay.
And so, there's a lot of pushback behind the scenes, and I don't necessarily want to air all the secrets of actors on actors.
Understood.
Maybe one day I will, but not today. But it takes a lot to get the right pairing, and it takes a lot of negotiating and talking. And I really, for example, wanted Dwayne Johnson to talk to Brendan Fraser this year because they started together in The Mummy, and that wasn't an immediate yes. And it took a lot of going back and forth to make sure that the two of them could come together. The other thing that happens is every single actor, initially, they always say, I want to pair with Meryl Streep or Leonardo DiCaprio or sometimes Daniel Day-Lewis. And sometimes the actors aren't even known, I think, by Meryl Streep or Daniel Day-Lewis. So I have to get expectations in order too.
How much of it are questions you prepped or your team has prepped versus just the actor's curiosity?
So we send the actors suggested questions and we print them out and we give it to them the day that they arrive. But I would say 75% of the questions that are asked are actually initiated by the actors themselves. And maybe 25% of the questions are questions that we suggest. So these are really the actors are driving the conversation. But we have someone sitting on the sidelines. And this is edited out of the conversation. So if there's a lull or if the conversation is going in a direction that isn't really working or if they're not really connecting, we do interject and interrupt and suggest maybe a question or two, but really it's driven by the actors. We just editorially want to make sure we have the best conversation. So we'll also offer questions. And sometimes the actors are very, very happy to have the questions. And sometimes Hugh Jackman told us that he studied journalism in college and he didn't need any help. So he and Cynthia Erivo were just, they were smooth sailing. We barely needed to do anything. And that was a really natural, wonderful conversation.
You almost read my mind. That was my next question. Other than Hugh Jackman, and maybe Hugh Jackman's the answer, but are there any actors that surprise you where you thought, you know what, you have in case this acting thing doesn't work out for you, you could be an incredible interviewer / journalist?
I honestly think Jennifer Lawrence, if she was not an actor, she could have her own talk show. She is so good at asking questions. She's so funny. She gets to the heart and the core of what she wants to ask. She got Leo to talk to her about how he's never rewatched Titanic since it came out and why that was.
Wow.
And it's just really, really funny the way she asks questions. And she sat in for Kimmel and she interviewed Kim Kardashian, and we've seen her interviewing skills in the past, but she's an extraordinary interviewer. I'm always very, very happy when she's part of the show.
Who is on your dream list for future seasons of Actors on Actors?
So Leo had been on my dream list for a really long time. We're very, very lucky to have him this season. One actor who's always said no and she's never done it is Meryl Streep. And everyone's always wanting to pair with Meryl Streep. So I do hope Meryl hasn't made a movie in a few years now. She's been on TV, she's been on Hulu, and she's been doing other projects. But I do hope the next time she has a big movie and she's not on Only Murders, that we can have her on Actors, because literally I could pair her with anyone. Every single actor in the portfolio always wants to pair with Meryl.
Who would you pair with?
Yeah,
her?
who would?
Dream pairing with
Dream
Meryl
pairing
Streep.
with Meryl
Oh,
Streep.
you're really putting me on the spot here.
I feel like you'd have a lot of people mad at you being like, I asked years ago.
Subject to change.
I would love for Meryl to come to the set in Orange and interview Timothée Chalamet from Marty Supreme, who's on this wonderful press tour. I think that would be really fun. I think having her talk to Viola Davis would also be amazing. They obviously were in doubt together. And I think we could pair her with literally anyone and it would be a fascinating conversation. She's Meryl Streep.
What are the moments when these actors are connecting with projects they've worked on in the cast? I mean, I guess for you, what makes you feel really good about a moment, or you really feel like, oh, that was I love seeing that when these actors get together.
I love a good reunion, and my staff used to make fun of me and say that I love a good Marvel reunion, two actors that were in a Marvel movie together, like when Robert Downey Jr. and Mark Ruffalo did it, or Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson. But I think one of my favorite reunions was when Anne Hathaway did it with Emily Blunt. That was really, really incredible. And that was before The Devil Wears Prada 2 sequel was announced. And so I feel like maybe our Actors on Actors had a little bit of something to do with that. And they actually played a game where they were trying to guess their lines. And it's a really, really great conversation. It's been watched by millions of people. And it just reaffirmed how much everyone loves The Devil Wears Prada. And that was actually a conversation I think they were both not 100% sure if they wanted to do, because they were such good friends and they wanted to maybe branch out, and it was the year of Oppenheimer for Emily Blunt, but it was a total home run, and I love that conversation so much.
Do you feel you mentioned the award season, and I don't know a bunch about how that all works, but you kind of referenced there's a bit of campaigning, there's a lot that goes into it. Do you feel like Actors on Actors have become part of the kind of process of award season that if you want to really get your name out there and be considered for your performance, you know, Actors on Actors is a must stop?
Well, you know, the thing about award season, it's so fascinating. I've always thought there should be a reality show about award season because there's so much that's happening behind the scenes, and these actors are being told how to position. You're almost like you're on The Bachelor, right? You're how to position yourself, what to say, how to stand out, how to get voters to really respond to your movie, how to create a narrative that will work for voters, for the thousands of voters who vote for the Oscars, but also for the Golden Globes and for the SAG and for building momentum. Yes, I do think that this is a really critical spot for award season. The last 8 winning actors for Oscars have all done Actors on Actors. So that is a track record, and that is a statistic I want to keep going. But yes, if you want to win an Oscar, you should do Actors on Actors. That's my
There you go.
Before we pivot off of Actors on Actors, I heard from someone in the industry, a very credible source, who told me before all the award hype that Dwayne Johnson, also known as The Rock, is going to be up for Oscar consideration. Obviously, with his performance in The Smashing Machine, everyone's raving about it in Hollywood. Is Dwayne Johnson going to win an Oscar? Or if not, can you give us maybe like a hot take in terms of award season of someone who you think might surprise people this year?
So I think that Dwayne Johnson definitely had a chance and is in the conversation to win an Oscar. I don't know if it's a done deal. I think Best Actor is incredibly competitive, and I think it's going to come down between Ethan Hawke, who's in a movie called Blue Moon, has never won an Oscar before, Leonardo DiCaprio, who could win his second Oscar for one battle after another, and Timothée Chalamet, who's been nominated. This will be his third nomination if he's nominated, for Marty Supreme. But I think the person who's going to win and is going to surprise everyone this award season is an actress by the name of Jessie Buckley. She's an Irish actress, and she's in a movie called Hamnet, which is a period film that's in limited release right now and goes wide after the holidays. And I think people are really going to get to know her, and she is the front runner to win the Oscar for Best Actress.
Okay, you heard it here. Transitioning off of Actors on Actors, obviously there's a tragedy in Hollywood with the death of Rob Reiner and his wife. A very sad situation. With Variety, you guys are kind of like a go-to spot for what's going on in Hollywood, the behind the scenes and things like that. I want to focus more on Rob Reiner's legacy and just his impact on Hollywood in general. I don't know if you have any updates or information to share on the situation or the case, but I just wanted to get your perspective as the co-editor-in-chief of Variety about this situation and just talk a little bit about Rob Reiner and his impact on Hollywood in general.
This has been an incredibly difficult week for everyone in our newsroom and everyone in Hollywood, because the thing about Rob Reiner is that he was universally beloved by everyone. I even saw the other night on Fox News, James Woods, who worked on a movie called Ghosts of Mississippi that Rob Reiner directed, talking about how even though they weren't politically aligned, he was such a good guy. He was so nice. He always, when he talked to my journalist, he always was very thoughtful and kind and very generous with his time. He wasn't one of those Hollywood directors that looked down on people. He invited everyone in. And I think when you look at the clips of the great movies he's made, when you look at all the tributes to When Harry Met Sally and how pivotal that was in most people's lives, and him partnering with Nora Ephron and bringing Nora Ephron into the industry because she was obviously a journalist for many years, and mentoring her and working with everyone from Elijah Wood to Whoopi Goldberg, and just really, really having such a huge heart. This has been profoundly sad and affected everyone in Hollywood because he was such a kind man. He was such a humane man, as Dan Daddario writes in our magazine this week. And it's really, really hard for us to process what happened.
Yeah, it's been really sad. Do you have a favorite Rob Reiner movie? There's so many classics, from The Princess Bride to When Harry Met Sally.
Misery.
Misery. Yeah, I mean, because the list really goes on and on. I didn't even realize he was director of Bucket List with Jack Nicholson. And like there's that story about that kind of got him out of like a hiatus and things like that. A lot of legendary actors really trusted Rob and were willing to like work with him, and when they might not be working with others. But I'm curious, Ramin, like what are some of your favorite Rob Reiner films?
He directed even Rumor Has It with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my favorite is When Harry Met Sally. I love that movie. Even watching the clips of the final scene between Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, it is such a perfect movie. It lands so perfectly. But when I was growing up, I remember watching actually one of Rob's movies that was panned. It was called North. It was about Elijah Wood as a young, I think, boy that was trying to get to the North Pole. And I think Roger Ebert famously panned that movie and and wrote that he hated that movie. But Rob Reiner always talked about how he actually still had a special place in his heart in that movie. And there's some funny one-liners. And I don't know if you've ever seen North. I haven't watched North since I was a little kid, but I actually liked that movie growing up and never understood why all the critics hated it. It was one of those movies, I think, if you grew up in the 90s, you really liked. And, we didn't know that it was so, like, it won Razzie Awards and was hated by the critical community. But I think for us growing up, it was a movie with Elijah Wood around the time of Flipper. And it was a movie that I enjoyed growing up. I think probably as the first Rob Reiner movie I saw.
I saw a recent interview with Rob Reiner, and obviously there's a lot of content going around of old interviews he did. And I'm a huge fan of The Princess Bride. And he talked about, there's this interview about like one shot in the movie he really hated. And he talked about it because the shot was backlit, and then you could see the glare of the sun reflect on the camera. And the reason he said he hated it is because, for anyone who understands like camera work, it like made you realize that this is being filmed, right? And so he talked about as an actor and as a director and a filmmaker that when he's making movies, he doesn't. It's not about the director or the actors. He wants to immerse the audience in real life. And I thought that was just there was just no ego in it for him, right? And I think so many people in Hollywood want to get their credit. They want to be, the directors want people to talk about, the camera work or the way they shoot their movie. And like, we know that shot because of that actor, where Rob was all about just like, I want people to be inside the movie. I want them to be focused on the film. I want them to feel like they're in the world I'm creating. I thought that was just really interesting, given how much like ego is in Hollywood. And it was just so like the antithesis of what Rob Reiner was all about.
He was totally egoless, and I actually saw that clip. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's the scene where Robin Wright is on the horse, and she's crossing a bridge, and the light reflects off the camera. And it was really interesting hearing him talk about how he really didn't like that scene. And I think as a lover of film, to hear a director talk about something that doesn't work makes you appreciate the brilliance of his directing even more.
Yeah, you never really think about that. And it was so insightful. I am curious, just kind of pivoting to the case itself. I think what's been so fascinating and just, again, tragically sad about this is, like, they were at a Christmas party. You're hearing reports about, arguments with other Hollywood big names. How do you feel like the industry and the community and for the people involved are going to handle this, story? Because, we live in a time where the internet's very nosy. People like to create rumors. It's just, it can be very dangerous to be like, I heard this and I heard that, and you kind of lose the truth. How do you feel like the industry and the people involved are dealing with this very dark and sad situation?
Right. So there's been reports that the family was at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party, and there was an argument between Bill Hader and Rob Reiner's son. Mm-hmm. I think that right now people are really focused on remembering Rob and trying to grieve and heal. We don't know all the specifics of this case. We don't know what exactly happened in that house. Certainly this is going to be a prolonged trial. There's going to be new details that emerge. But I think right now the industry is focused on remembering Rob and his wife, Michelle. And they were philanthropists too. They were very instrumental in passing legislation for gay marriage in California. Mm-hmm. They were always looking out for people. They were friends with the Obamas. This was a power couple in Hollywood that did a lot of good and used their influence and spotlight and clout to affect change and do good. And I think that is what everyone is focused right now, because I think it's just too hard to focus on the specifics of the case. Mm-hmm. It's so horrific and so sad that it's really hard to make sense of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ramin, we really appreciate you taking the time. We're excited to watch the Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence Actors on Actors. And I personally loved
Skarsgård.
The father and son duo. I'm huge fans of both those actors, and they were just so witty and funny, just the banter back and forth and giving each other shit. That was one of my favorites so far this season, and I'm really excited to see the Jennifer Lawrence and Leo one as well.
Thank you very much. That was the first time they talked to each other on camera for such a long time, and they could have a reality show too, all in the Skarsgårds. I think people would watch that.
Oh, that would be so great. Ramin, really appreciate you taking the time. Anything you want to plug or promote before you leave us?
Just to watch these conversations. I know the holidays are coming up. People have free time on their hands. There's 13 episodes. We worked really hard on them, and they're available on Variety's YouTube page and on CNN's new streaming platform.
Amazing.
Ramin, appreciate you. Happy holidays. Come back anytime. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you guys very much. Great seeing you. Happy holidays.
Bye.
All right, take care, buddy.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Bye.
It is so interesting, just like the brain work behind these like viral moments, you know?
I love hearing him talk about like how this could be like the reality, like the behind the scenes, the reality TV, all like the petty drama and people talking about their teams and like, but you don't want to like ruffle feathers. Like that would be so fascinating. Like a real Entourage kind of thing.
Have you ever seen the Christopher Guest movie with Catherine O'Hara, For Your Consideration?
Oh my God, one of my favorites.
It's so, I mean, it's basically that. It's Catherine O'Hara. She's in this awful movie. It's called Home for Purim. And
Great
Holiday. And it's basically, it's a bad movie and it's super melodramatic and they make fun of it the whole time. But then there's a rumor that she might be up for an Oscar. And so the entire movie is her in this campaign, and it's so silly, it's so silly. It's so funny. Everyone should go watch
anything Christopher Guest. Anything, Best in Show.
It's one of the non-mockumentaries that he did. It's like
Waiting for Government.
Yeah, but it's still improvised. It's like all improvised, and it's just the funniest people alive, just like making fun of the campaign trail. It's awesome. Everyone should watch it.
I like what Ramin said, where it's just like right now everybody is just like focusing on honoring Rob and Michelle and
that people like Rob and Michelle Reiner, who just led their life with like so much empathy and so much love for humanity and just people and storytelling and what those movies like did for people and just what their art did for people, that it just doesn't become this sensationalized tabloid story, because it just kind of goes against every single thing that like it goes against his impact and like their family's impact is so much more than this tragic event. And I don't know, it just like it makes me really, really sad about the world, to be completely honest.
Yeah, it's a sad situation, but we appreciate Ramin taking the time and talking about Actors on Actors. Be sure to check that out. There's some great interviews available for you guys all to watch and certainly enjoy. Up next, Ashley Darby from the Real Housewives of Potomac joins us next. Ashley Darby, welcome to the Viall Files. So great to have you.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
So excited. I was telling our audience, I got the pleasure of meeting you at BravoCon briefly. It was a great interaction. I'm a huge fan. And so I was excited to have you on. First of all, just like, how are you doing? The year's wrapping up. We're in the middle of your season of Potomac. Obviously, that's always a kind of a stressful time. You know, I think sometimes for you guys, I don't know what it's like for you, but like, how's life? How's your heart? How you doing?
Oh, how's my heart? I love that. Well, I'm trying to stay warm over here on the East Coast. It's a bit chilly over here, but overall, it's my favorite time of year. So I literally thrive during Christmas. So I feel like I like come alive and I'm dressed like a Christmas ornament. You guys can't see, but this is just my time. So everything is great. And I don't really find the middle of the season to be stressful. If anything, I'm excited for what else is to come.
Ooh.
So you don't have any, like, is it harder for you filming the show or watching it back?
I would say filming the show itself. It's pretty demanding. You know, it's 5 days a week and it's all the things that we have going on in our lives in that moment. We're in the thick of it and we have to talk about it. And so it's more challenging to deal with that head on. And then, you know, we always say that there are 3 parts to a show, as I'm sure you guys know. There's when you film it, and then when you watch it back, and then once you like are doing the reunion or the coming together and getting the fan response at the same time. So it's an interesting 3 parts.
How has it been for you? Like, from your point of view, well, how do you feel like the fans are receiving you this season and the rest of your cast?
You know, it's interesting because I feel like I'm more like myself again. And part of that was calling people out on their shit. And I had been in my motherhood bubble for quite a while. And now I feel like I'm really emerging back into who I am, Ashley 2.0. And some fans are having a hard time with it. But for the most part, I find that fans, you know, they're moving and grooving with it.
We love it. I'm moving and grooving with you.
We had an interesting episode last night, or the night before.
Most recent episode
of Potomac, where we have a little confusion with Angel and her Airbnb situation, where it kind of ends on a like, we heard you were evicted. You were very much on the like, how, you know, this doesn't seem like you. Is that still how you feel?
Yes. Thinking about your living situation, I have never met a person, much less somebody who has to care for other human beings who didn't know what was going on with their living situation. And knowing the person that Angel is, of how she tries to look out for everybody around her. She is a very nurturing person. I give her that. She's super nurturing. But for all of those things to be misaligning, it just wasn't making any sense. And quite frankly, one of the things that we're very protective of, especially on this show, is being authentic. And we are all women from this area. We all live in this area. We live, we breathe, we raise our children here. And that's authentically who we are. So to feel like Angel had nefarious intentions to come and move here to be on the show was like, that's just so phony. And who has time for phony?
Yeah, Giselle kind of said that, you know, where she's like, she thought we would be done filming by now, and we're still filming. So, I mean...
You know, like, when there are moments to break fourth wall, because we're all very conscious of the fourth wall, but when we can, in those moments, it's just gold. Like, finally, we can say it, you know?
Yeah, we love it too.
I'm curious because, like, obviously, like, you know, and I really appreciate authenticity. You know, I try to be authentic in my life, and sometimes I'm sure you know what it's like. You know, it's like sometimes you feel like keeping it real is costly, you know, and you feel like maybe people are taking your directness out of context. And even us, like, as we watch it, like, you know, there are times when we are, you know, watching Stacey, and, you know, can't help but, like, I met Stacey briefly at BravoCon. It wasn't quite the interaction I had with you, but, you know, it's like she seems nice and all. And, you know, maybe she's, like, not the most honest, but it's just like, it feels like a lot of people lie in Bravo world. And I can't, and to be honest, it seems like sometimes maybe like you and Giselle, like, are a little harsh, but at the same time, I do appreciate it. I know what it's like to, like, know that someone is, like, just speaking bullshit, and it can get really frustrating. So, like, how do you guys balance, or do you feel like you know, I mean, I'm assuming you feel like your criticism of Stacey is fair, but for the people watching who might think, why are they so mean to Stacey? Can you just articulate your point of view on that whole situation and Stacey in general?
I feel like this narrative of us being mean to Stacey is a little warped, because asking someone to just be who they really are, in my opinion, isn't asking too much of them. And another part of the whole Stacey of it all is I know this person in a different way. I've known her now for quite a few years. And who she is now being on this television show is contrary to who I've known her to be for so many years. And when I signed up to do this show, I was married at the time. My husband and I, ex-husband now, but my husband and I really had to think about, are we going to be as forthcoming as this show deserves, as what we're signing up to do? There is an expectation that we're going to really show the nitty gritty of what we're going through in our lives. That's the reason that you have been asked to be on the show. But when someone creates this narrative to be perceived in a certain way versus being who they really are, it's very hard for me. And I think that maybe there is even a little bit of a shift that's happening in some shows, on some shows, or I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on it. But my requests for authenticity and friendship, both in my personal life, as she was my real friend and is my friend, and what I'm doing as somebody on Real Housewives of Potomac, I'm never going to stop doing that. I'm always going to have the same standard of being real, no matter what.
On that same topic, then, how are you feeling about Wendy?
Well, once it became this bigger thing and more details have come out, I actually now more so feel bad for her and her children. I mean, obviously, she's innocent until proven guilty, right?
Yep.
You know, and I've learned that. Like Wendy and Pam Oliver, whoever she goes by today, her children are old enough now to see it and hear it and read about it. So that's where I felt bad, was her children and all.
Is it, like, again, like you said, or it must be hard to process, because I've never met Wendy in person. On the show, she seems lovely.
Yeah.
She just seems really lovely. And it's just, it's kind of like almost like a fever dream, kind of watching the show, knowing what's out there. Is it hard? I mean, just, you know, the person, like, you see these allegations. they seem like very serious allegations. They don't seem to match, at least the person we got to watch. I'm assuming that's a similar experience for you. And I guess, like, how do you, personally internalize that? And does it, I'm sure it can't help but maybe change your opinion, or are you very much like, hey, this doesn't change how I feel about you, or, innocent to proven guilty? Like, how do you go about,
How do you show up for Wendy?
Yeah. It must be a challenge.
No, it is a challenge. And you're very right with that, Nick. There is a sort of dichotomy because I have developed a personal relationship with Wendy over these last 2 years. Our relationship started out really rough, our friendship, mainly because I felt like she was just sort of arrogant and was putting other people down. And of course, I wanted to celebrate her academic accomplishments, but she was sort of weaponizing her degrees against us, or me at the time. And so that was how I initially met her. And then as time went on, and she went through her little evolution of sorts, Robin actually highlighted it 2 or 3 seasons ago. Wendy has changed. She went through a change. And so now when I hear these allegations, it does sort of transport me back to the previous seasons where I was like, that's sort of better than you. My shit doesn't stink sort of thing. That sort of persona is like coming back a little bit.
Yeah, it almost kind of makes you like relitigate the past or think about certain situations that maybe didn't make sense then, but it almost kind of paints a clearer picture.
Yeah. Like even at my show, someone asked, they were like, oh, are you guys surprised by this? And we were all like, no, it wasn't shocking, sad, but it wasn't something I was like, oh my gosh, I could never see it.
How are you feeling about Karen Huger's return?
Oh, I miss the Grand Dame. I do. There's just this familiarity that I have with Karen because I know that Karen is always going to stand 10 toes on what she said. She can be lying through her teeth, okay?
Yep.
And, but she's going to stand on it and she'll defend it. And I love people who do that. And because Karen, she'd be lying too. But she's just kind of better at it than some of the other girls. And, I like it. I don't know. I can't explain it. It doesn't feel like she's robbing me of like truth. It just feels like she's being Karen.
But what is the difference between, say, a Karen and a Stacey?
Yeah.
Karen is not new to this. She's very true to this. Stacey is a rookie with her lies and her delivery. And so that is the major difference, I think. And I've been calling Karen out for many, many years. And at some point, I just like sort of accepted that this is Karen. She's a different generation. She comes from a time when they didn't really talk about their personal stuff at home. And so I've learned to accept that to a degree. I mean, that doesn't mean that Karen and I won't still go at it. It's bound to happen. But there's just like this understanding that I have for who Karen is, that again, that's who I met from the beginning. That's who I've always known. There hasn't been this shift in a character as to who Stacey is from the woman that I used to know.
What was your gut reaction to seeing Timu?
Yeah, peoples. So I actually was shocked to see him.
Yeah.
There had been so much talk about him. He was almost like Voldemort, like I hadn't seen him with my own eye.
You said in the flesh?
Yes. I wanted to I was like, is he in the flesh? Is he real? It just didn't feel like, talk about a fever dream. That felt like a fever dream to me, that Timu was in the same room as all of us.
Was catfish intentional? Were you bringing the catfish to the party intentionally?
Yeah, of course I was bringing the catfish. Well, I mean, it was a barbecue, Potomac and ponies. It was a barbecue.
Yes.
And, one thing about Angel is she just holds things so hard. The rest of us is like, yeah, you can say whatever about me. You can call me names. And we just let it roll off our back. But Angel, she can't sleep. She can't eat. It's ruminating. She's wallowing. So if anything, I was hoping the catfish would be kind of funny and she would have a kiki, just let it go, girl. Eat the catfish, put a little hot sauce on it and Let's keep it moving. That's not what happened.
Did you plan on breaking up with Josh in the arcade, or did it just
Yeah,
the cookies crumble?
I was
that
so
way?
fascinated by that. Did he not know you were gonna break up with him at a Dave and Buster's? Like, I mean, that was amazing TV, but I was like, damn, that's harsh.
I know. Well, I preach so much about being real, right? So what was really going on between Josh and me at that time was we were having these very hard conversations. The night before, we had started talking about the children's stuff and we had gotten into it, and then we kind of brushed it under the rug. And then the following day, when I woke up, I was like, what am I really doing with Josh? This doesn't feel right. And, I am filming this show, and I was like, this is how I'm really feeling. And it was hard. It was very hard to do. Watching it back is really hard.
It's
Josh
funny.
is such a good man.
That conversation I related to on the opposite side. Before I met my lovely wife in my single days, I had dated someone who was older than me who had a child, right? And it was, we dated for a few months, and I've always wanted to be a dad, and we were briefly dating, and they were like, first of all, like not sure they wanted to have more children, but and it was kind of like, and they were older. It was like, and so we had real conversations. It's like, well, I like logistically, I was like, well, if we continue to date, I feel like it really puts an expedited timeline on like, do we have to have kids right away? I'm just trying to get to know you. What is it? It can really complicate things, and it's just a real conversation. I was on the other end of things, being like, I just don't know. Do we just have kids now and get to know each other? I don't know, because it was like, our timelines didn't seem to overlap, and it was, no one was wrong. It just like, it didn't logistically make sense. And we ended up not hanging out anymore.
Well, yeah, because there are the 5 non-negotiables. And, I love me some Patty Stanger, millionaire matchmaker back in the day.
Shout out, Patty.
Loved her.
Okay.
But I've developed my own non-negotiables, and children is like the most paramount one. And when I was with my ex-husband, he didn't want to have children. And I sort of convinced him to do that. And I feel as though it sort of contributed to the downfall of our marriage, because I think he just started to resent me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He loves our sons, but I don't think Michael ever wanted to like slow his life down to have kids again. He had done that.
Yeah.
And so I convinced him to do it again. And I think it contributed to the downfall of our marriage. And so I never want someone to have to convince me ever, because it just doesn't breed the right feelings that partners have toward each other. Because as we all know, having children really changes the dynamic of a relationship. So you want everyone to all be on the same page. And that's just it's a big one. And money, the other thing was financial, where we are financially.
He said, you don't know about my finances.
Yeah, he did say that, didn't he? That kind of
did.
turned me on. I was like, okay, put me on my place.
But then he followed up with, I took you to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Which I do love Pittsburgh. But yeah, I mean, it's just the fact of the matter. Like, he's a young guy. I was married to a man in his 60s who had done all these things, accumulated all this stuff. And, I don't really want to take a step back, but he's an amazing man, truly.
Yeah. Pittsburgh's just not a good vacation spot.
Well, I used to live there, so like I know
great
it really
city.
well.
Great city to visit.
It's wonderful.
For
Like I'm from
sure.
Milwaukee, pop off. But if it's just like
It's not giving like sexy vacation on your private jet, whisked away to Turks
Mary's
and
offended.
Caicos.
Right. Go Steelers.
Go Steelers, Steeler Nation.
Wait, so how is your dating life now? Ooh.
Well, the thing is, I've sort of Josh and I may or may not be friends again.
I can't.
Gosh, yeah. I'm actually blushing right now. I can't quit him.
Okay. Is like,
Are you dickmatized?
I was about to say, yeah, you must gotta be dickmatized.
I am.
Wow, Josh.
You know what?
Josh.
Josh deserved that. He took a beating the other episode. He had some other friends like kind of ripping him down. Like, what a flex for Josh. What a win.
Oh yeah, no, Josh. He's working with a lot, and he does a lot with it. So
Okay.
yeah,
Good. Last question before we let you go. Do you feel like people are a little dramatic about being wags?
Do you know this world of wags is so foreign to me?
Yeah.
I've never, I'm still learning about it. And I think it is a bit of a flex. I mean, to nab an athlete is not easy. If it were, more people would be doing it. So I have to give them props. If they get themselves a nice athlete who can provide this cushy lifestyle and quit their player ways, at least on the outside, then that's an accomplishment. And the whole society of wags is all just so mysterious to me. I watched the show. Did y'all watch that show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so curious about it and what all goes into it.
And I hear it's very competitive. If your husband doesn't play as much as my husband, I don't really want to associate with you type of messy.
It can be that way. And, Jazzy, who we celebrated her bachelorette party in Nevis, Jazzy is getting into the WAG world. Well, she is a WAG now. So Jazzy is my main source to educate me on what happens in the world of WAGs.
Not Angel?
So, yeah. I'm not Angel. That's a no for me.
Okay. What a great way to end it. Ashley, I know you have to go. Please come back. Sending you all the best this holiday season. Appreciate you taking the time. And hopefully you'll get a chance to come into our studio when you're in LA.
Yes, I'm a big fan. So, Nick, I know we talked about it at BravoCon. I'm glad this came into fruition. I love you guys. I love your content. It's just amazing. So keep up the good work, babes.
Well, you are part of our family. You're welcome anytime. And it was a real pleasure. And we appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. Happy holidays, cuties.
Happy holidays, Ashley.
Happy holidays.
All right, bye-bye. Oh, I love her.
Love her.
How do you not?
She's really great.
She's so fun.
Yeah.
A member of Steeler Nation, Ashley Darby. So I will be like Karen Huger and stand 10 toes down for her now.
Period.
For
She's
my mom.
Also beautiful.
She is beautiful.
And happy for
Personable.
her and Josh.
Happy for her and Josh.
I wonder
Running it back.
what hidden offshore bank accounts he threw out there.
Right?
Yeah.
She was like, no, that kind of turned me on. And it's but did he show you
You found
the
something.
Bitcoin?
How many zeros?
The crypto?
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Yeah,
He's definitely into Bitcoin. Yeah.
It's you don't know shit about my finances.
Yeah.
Do we have a rapid recap for Potomac?
We do. If you missed the most recent episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac and you have no idea what we were talking about with Ashley, here's your rapid recap. Tia is better than everyone and therefore into polo, the sport, not the shirt, and throws an event for the ladies. Stacey was not invited. Remember, toodle-doo. 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 The women perform Lift Every Voice and sing to the audience, and they gave it their all. Ashley feels like Angel isn't trying to be part of the group, but Angel has to go back to Colorado because her Potomac rental is getting fucked with. But she's a wag, so she's used to chaos like this. Giselle clocks that she moved to Potomac for the show. T. Wendy and Eddie are over budget on their renovation. Anyway, Stacey channels the spirit of Michelle Obama to talk to Kay with class, elegance, and the ability to turn a phrase. Nevertheless, Kay is mad at Stacey for ordering burrata when she's allergic to cheese. And also because she hates Stacey's overall personality. But they agree to bring drama about each other to each other first, growth. But back to Angel, distance must equal a girl's trip because she's invited everyone to Colorado. Wendy also heard that Angel was asking realtors for good deals in Potomac to make her look richer, which is a crazy drag to come from Wendy. Then Giselle and Wendy come together to throw a cowboy-themed party. At the party, Stacey shows up with Timu and potato salad. Giselle's reaction to meeting Timu, this is exactly what a man named Timu would look like. Angel didn't like that there was Popeyes at the event, and the other girls are like, we didn't like that you're not actually living in Potomac. Everything else, to be continued.
Damn.
Listen.
My favorite part is that I think I have gaslit all of you into thinking his name is actually Timu.
Is it
not
is.
Timu?
It's like
Tamo.
Tamo.
Camo.
It's spelled differently than how you spell it, but it,
She's-
I think is pronounced Timu.
I
she
spell it
didn't flinch.
Timu.
She spells it like the discount. No, she loved it. She goes, you guys are my people.
Yeah,
That's why
it's
called him
because
Timu.
because it's Timu like that fake
Like
app.
Yeah. Where you buy fake designer shit.
What's his real name?
I think it's
Tim-
Tamo.
Tamo. It's something really close to Timu.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's just Mary's humor.
That's
But
just my
Ashley
little-
loved it.
I mean,
it's
the
my
fact
little bit that I've
going
been
to
doing.
the Stacey and Kay having their conversation, love to see a let's squash the beef and only bring it to each other. But Kay being like, let's order the burrata, and she's like, oh, I don't do cheese, and she's like, okay, and then she's like, well, can I do the burrata? And she's mad. It's like, don't eat it. Like she ordered it for herself. She clearly wanted the burrata.
Literally.
It's giving that viral Kardashian thing where it's like I don't like the strawberry thing or what is
strawberry
it?
soda?
Yeah. And she's like, I'll get the strawberry soda.
And I feel for Stacey because I will say if there's burrata on the menu, I'm ordering it.
Literally.
Do not care
Again.
if you're partaking or not.
And
Again.
also, are you allergic? Like, if you smell it, you're gonna like break out in hives and need your EpiPen, or like, how allergic are you? Like, do you have a little stomach ache after you eat it, or are you just like dairy intolerant?
Are
And
you
I was
just
gonna
gonna
say, that's one of the
fart?
better ones for lactose intolerant people.
I
so
love burrata.
They just want the toast part.
no, I'm just saying burrata in general is like a better like a gut for the gut for people that have lactose intolerance.
okay.
Yes, less
The
lactose.
more you know.
The more you know.
Because I am, in fact.
Coming to find out when we're at the cowboy party and Tia is like, so were you supposed to check out on the 1st or the 12th? I'm like, oh, we're only going between like 2 weeks.
You know the day.
You definitely know the day.
I'm like, that's a big difference. The
because
1st or the
you were
12th?
like, no, yeah. I know the day that I'm leaving anywhere.
Literally.
Counting down the minutes. Till I can.
I don't.
Well, we know that.
Well, yeah.
But we didn't expect that from you. But people expect that from Angel. I would expect that from Natalie if I was like, Natalie, when are you leaving? And she's like, I don't
I'd be like, we're leaving?
know.
We're going?
We know.
Why wouldn't she say? I guess maybe they needed the league to say Airbnb, but she like would not say Airbnb. She's like short-term
rental.
Yeah.
Well, Airbnb is
so Airbnb.
like a
Short-term rental.
Oh, I
like
guess
we're not
maybe she could have
sponsored.
done.
like Kleenex.
Yeah, what's the
versus
other
tissue.
one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I guess. But also like the Wendy being like, well, I heard she asked a realtor to find her a place that looks like $50,000 a month, but only wants to pay $2,000 to $3,000 a month.
Big
Like,
difference.
that's a crazy.
That's a crazy.
That's a
What?
big delta.
Yeah. It's also just like, Wendy.
Anytime Wendy talks about money right now,
I
I'm just
know.
like, I'm always trying to like
I know.
decipher.
Can we give Ashley a moment when she said Pam Oliver or whatever she's going
Oh,
by?
that was
Oh,
great.
that
I
was-
lost it.
That was
Gagged.
crazy.
I was like, win for the
Lost
jugular.
it.
Yeah.
Truly.
And that's why we love Ashley Darby.
Mhm.
But
But I
I-
also love Wendy Osefo.
Honestly,
gotta be
I kind of
honest.
felt bad. Like, as I said, I'm like, I don't know the full situation as to why. I'm like, I do understand why it would be irritating for the women if it's like you literally are coming on this
Yeah.
show or like pretending to live here with no actual desire to move here. And that's kind of what it looks like. But I will say that I was like, I don't think I could make it in a small town because I'm like, these women are far too involved in each other's finances. Like, who are you talking to that is saying like, this is what she's looking for? Because I'm like, isn't that like
Give
a
me
violation
numbers.
of some
Yeah.
sort? Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
client privilege, but I'm just like, we all of a sudden are like, she wants $2,000 for a $50,000 a month looking house. And I'm like, how do we know this?
Also, Sierra, remember Leah McSweeney from Roni? She brought Luann into her like small, humble apartment. It was like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, why don't just
Be
skip the
yourself.
BS. You don't need to like act like 30,000.
You
Ignore
know,
it.
That's just irresponsible spending.
Buy a house.
Yeah.
buy
But it-
a house.
Buy a house.
But it's also like, if you think about like a Monica or like a Leah McSweeney or whatever, it's like when you are poorer than the rest of the housewives, the fans tend to rally around
Embrace
you.
it.
Embrace. I mean, some of them will hate you if they want the rich ones, but
They won't hate you. Who hates people who are like, listen, I don't have
That's true.
the money. They may
Yeah.
not. They may not.
it may
Aspire
not,
to be
Yeah, it
you.
may not be what they want from a
Yeah.
housewife typically, but there are going to be a lot of people that really resonate with that
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's like you're one of the people.
Well, because they want to see, you want to be able to see yourself in some of the people that you're watching or like
Exactly.
understand their struggle.
Like
where
we,
I'm
Yeah.
we all know what it's like to go to school with the kid who always lied about like what all the second houses their parents
Oh.
had. You know,
Mhm.
it's just
Oh,
like, yeah,
I-
my dad owns a plane, and you're like, oh, really? Can we go? They're like, yeah, sometime, and then but you never saw the plane.
what did you do?
I told everyone that I could do a back tuck on the bus.
That's more
Because
realistic.
I was
though.
trying out for cheerleading and they're like, but can you do a back tuck? They were like the older girls who were on the team. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, well, then do it in your front yard as soon as you get off the bus.
And you did
And I was
it.
like, I have to take my dog out. As soon as I get home, I can't do a back tuck. My dog has to pee. You don't understand.
and you committed to the bit and
How
took your
old were
dog
you?
out.
Oh, middle school, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. But I just was like, they're like, well, you're not going to make the team if you can't do a back tuck. And I'm like, well, I can do a back tuck.
Why are you bitches so mean?
I have a
Yeah.
vivid memory of a sleepover I had. His name was Kevin, and he was on my like park rec soccer team. And he talked about how he had all like the rookie cards for all like the best athletes. And I was like, oh my god, that's incredible. And he was like, yeah, I'll show you. And I had a sleepover, and the whole night I'm like, when do I get to see these cards? He's like,
Aw.
not yet, not yet. He
crazy.
never had the cards, you know. And
Oh
he
my
just,
god.
He's still waiting.
This girl in my middle school, she went to this movie premiere with like all the Disney Channel stars, and she's like, I'll get all of you guys autographs. And she came back with autographs from like Ashley Tisdale, like all of them, Nick Jonas, everybody. And like everybody had these like little pieces of paper with like 15 celebrities. And I kept those for years.
Were they real?
No, she didn't go to the
Celebrities.
premiere.
Wow.
She didn't go to the premiere and get every single person in my class assigned. You think Ashley Tisdale was sitting there signing 50?
In a way that was
autographs?
very thoughtful
That
of
is.
her.
It's committing to the bed.
She lied.
If we're sharing embarrassing stories of over embellishments, I went on a cruise, like a Disney cruise, with Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. But like, there's like fan moments where you take photos with them. So like, it's all throughout the cruise. So there's multiple photos and me in group photos with them that I like. It's so embarrassing. The photos, like, you know how you could scratch them and it kind of makes like a
Scratch and stuff?
no, like on an actual photo, printed photo. If you scratch it, you can kind of like make like a line in there. It's like the ink that's underneath.
Yeah.
I scratched like necklaces on, and it was like, yeah, no, this is me and my best friends. We have matching best friends necklaces.
That's crazy.
I was like
To who?
10
To who?
for Mary Kate, like my friends. I was like, oh my god, look, this photo's me and my best friends.
Me and my besties, Mary
We
Kate.
have matching necklaces.
Mhm.
Did you guys ever lie about having like a boyfriend or a girlfriend?
Yes.
Oh, I told everyone my real name was Bridget, but I went by Natalie.
Oh my god.
Mm.
In the first
How?
grade, when I was in the
Where?
first grade, a guy named Shane Peterson, we decided to tell our teacher that we were long lost brothers
Oh my god.
from New Mexico.
I bet she was like, okay. And you're like, she totally blames us.
Literally, that's how it went. Yeah.
One
Yeah.
time,
Couldn't care less.
I had like sliced my hand washing dishes when I was in elementary school, and I told everyone that I got bit by a shark.
See, we all have a little
Yeah.
Stacey in us, guys.
Yeah.
Literally.
I told my parents after one of
screw out
my
of
first days of school that I made friends with a girl with one eye.
Okay, Leia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know.
No.
How did she lose her eye?
with a hanger.
Oh, you had a story?
This is what I told my parents after the first day of school. I don't know why.
I really wanted.
Awesome.
I had to have been in maybe like 5th or 6th grade, and one of the popular girls. This is like, so she had like, I have now the lines on like your neck from like looking down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had them and I didn't, and I like really wanted them. So
Oh my
I
God.
would
Did you roll in?
always sit like this to try and get lines on my neck to be like
My
the
God.
cool girl.
Was it worth it?
No.
Natalie, I used to do that because like it was Florida, so like people would be like at the beach, and there's this one girl who like was always at the beach, and her lips were dry as fuck and like chapped. And to me, I was like, that means you're
so
cool.
cool.
So
Having
I
chapped
literally like used to like make my lips chapped. So
I won't
people
drink
were
water.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I would be like, yeah, I'm just outside at the beach all the time.
Hydrated myself.
The cool
Yeah.
girls do not hydrate.
Yeah. Anyway.
I really, there was this cool girl who broke her arm. I broke my toe.
No, I really wanted to wear a brace. Like, I would beg my mom
really
for a
wanted a
brace
cast.
all the time. And she'd be like, no, you're not hurt. I'd like climb up on high shelves into my house and like fall down and be like, I need a brace,
Yeah.
Mom.
I was like, I need crutches.
Yeah.
I must have them.
I needed glasses. I was like,
too.
y'all don't understand the need for glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Braces.
And now I
My
have them.
braces, yes.
Yep.
Oh, God,
My
wanted
mom
it all.
I was always like, Mom, I need glasses. And she was like, no, you don't. You're just trying to be cool. And then I finally convinced her to take me to the eye doctor. And they were like, she can't see. And I was
Oh.
like, and then I got glasses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aw.
Anyway.
We all love a good twist on TV, but when it comes to your home, surprises can be expensive. Many new homeowners face a home system or appliance breakdown in the first year, and fixing something like a heating or cooling system can run into the thousands. American Home Shield can help protect your wallet from unexpected expenses when major systems and appliances break down, like your HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and refrigerator. If they can't repair your covered item, they'll replace it, no matter the age.
AHS home warranties cover what your home insurance doesn't, like the normal wear and tear of the items you rely on the most. Visit ahs.com/viallfiles for 20% off any plan today and see promo details. That's ahs.com/viallfiles for 20% off. See ahs.com/contracts for coverage details, including service fees, limitations, and exclusions. Well, if you have a bad nicotine habit, or maybe you're a smoker, or you've been vaping and you don't think it's a healthy habit, and you're having a hard time quitting, you need to check out Quit with Jones.
Vapes and pouches keep you hooked in a cycle of nicotine spikes, crashes, and constant cravings, plus you're inhaling chemicals or irritating your gums. Quitting isn't just about fighting cravings, it's about making better habits, and Jones gets that. They've science-backed alternative. With Jones, there's no smoke, no vapor, no hidden chemicals, just a discreet and tasty mint. Pop one when cravings hit, no smell, no clouds, no stepping outside. They have a support app, so when cravings come, you can play Quiddle or connect with 10,000 plus others on the same path. It's free, fast, and surprisingly fun. All you have to do is take the Jones quiz. A quick quiz helps you find your ideal mint strength, 2 milligrams or 4 milligrams. It's using the same model doctors use. You have a craving, you take the mint, and then you can track your progress through the app to build streaks, stay motivated, plus get daily text tips and supports along the way. Simple, smart, supportive. If you're ready to take a step towards quitting or even just a safer nicotine option, check out Quit with Jones. Visit quitwithjones.com/VIALL to take the free quiz and use code VIALL to get $10 off your personalized quitting journey. That's quitwithjones.com/VIALL. Take back control starts now. Thanks to Quit with Jones for sponsoring this episode.
Just a heads up, the mints contain nicotine, which is an addictive chemical. Jones is FDA approved and available for those who are 18 and older.
Almost every American has some sort of relationship with soda from their childhood, but Olipop is a new kind of soda that combines the classic soda taste with the benefits of a functional ingredient blend to support digestive health. Olipop is reimagining soda with high fiber and 2 to 5 grams of sugar per can. The Yetis are back, and they've brought along a third limited edition flavor, fan favorite crisp apple. All 3 festive flavors are less than 50 calories with just 2 to 5 grams of sugar and up to 9 grams of fiber for digestive health support. No matter how you celebrate this time of year, Olipop's holiday sodas make the season brighter, refreshing, and more fun. Bring the Yetis home with a single can from the refrigerated section, a 4-pack from the soda aisle, or a 15-pack from Costco for the ultimate holidays. I used to drink other sodas. Since trying to get pregnant, my doctor's been like, you gotta cut all the nonsense out, and I have very much leaned on Olipop's Vintage Cola during this time because it's giving me everything I need, and I feel so much better when I'm drinking it. So get a free can of Olipop. Buy any 2 cans of Olipop in store, and we'll pay you back for 1. Works on any flavor, any retailer, including the Yeti limited edition cans. Go to drinkolipop.com/VIALL. Olipop is sold online, drinkolipop.com, and Amazon, and available in almost 50,000 retailers nationwide, including Costco, Walmart, Target, Publix, Whole Foods, Kroger, and H-E-B.
All right, well, there was also an episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City last night, and once again, it was amazing.
Banger.
It was awesome. Lots to get into. As it relates, I was watching this episode, and obviously with the recent news about our Queen Bronwyn and her separation. You know, honestly, I don't know what to do. I'm being serious. Like, there's a part of the human wants to be like, listen, people separate, divorces suck. Whatever Bronwyn wants, like, if she wants her privacy, it's none of our business. Like, let's just,
Right.
let's just. But then on the other side, it's just like, does she want us to talk about it? Like, she brought it to the show. Like, I don't know. Is it part of her storyline and kind of open for us to talk about?
Well, Nick,
or is it more like, protect your peace and whatever you want to do, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's kind of confusing where it's just like, is it okay to discuss? Is it a storyline?
I mean, if she allegedly brought it up at a reunion, I mean, that's one way to announce your separation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's not like pretending like she's not separated. Like, she's just out living her life on Instagram, going to events, doing things. She's not like, oh my God, my marriage is over, So I'm like, I think she made the decision that she needed to make for herself. And there's nothing wrong with us commenting on it.
It's interesting you bring it up, though, because we do have another Mint Mobile hot take about this exact situation.
Ooh, well, let's
Justin, do you mind playing
let's
it
play
for
the
us?
Mint Mobile Hot Take Hotline.
Hey, the household. This is Emma from Louisiana. I wanted to share my hot take on Housewives of Salt Lake City. I feel like Bronwyn Newport, with the news coming out that her and Todd is split, I feel like she might have felt like the relationship was going sour, and that's why she wanted to give him an out of an open relationship. And that ended up not playing to her favor because she thought he would take the bait. And now she's backtracking in the recent episode of Salt Lake City, and I think that's why she's backtracking. But anyway, it seemed to not have worked. But love Bronwyn, love you guys. Y'all have a great day.
It did not appear to work.
It did
Is
not.
she
Yeah.
suggesting that she thinks Bronwyn would have wanted to stay in the marriage if Todd wanted to have been like, you know what? Go party, babe.
You party, I party. Well,
I
maybe
mean, as somebody who's never been married before,
Not yet.
not yet.
on her way.
I guess my confusion with that scenario is kind of like, okay, so what are you saying, that like she would want to stay in the marriage for the friendship, for the camaraderie of it all? Like why would she want to stay married knowing that her partner is out with other people, or that she could be with other people? Like, I'm not seeing where the security in that is, because like obviously you two aren't the best of friends, or maybe you are, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I guess to that point, like doing an open relationship because you're not ready to get a divorce yet, so that's your next route, does seem like it's maybe not met with the best intentions. I feel like when couples decide to like have an open relationship, it's because like, I don't know, they're like
They're into
spicing
it.
things up. Yeah,
Or they
they're
need
like, you know,
something
trying
else.
new things.
But they want to protect like
But
this
they
unit
wanna
at
protect-
home.
yeah.
Or you have young kids or something. But I'm like, Gwen's moving out. Like, maybe, and that's why Bronwyn was like, this is the time that if I'm not happy, the only person I'm going to be left with is Todd. And it kind of seemed like that when they were doing the bonsai trees, and she was like, my mom's leaving me, now you're leaving me, to her daughter, that it was just like, maybe that was kind of another like reality that was setting in, that was just like, what is my life just being with Todd? And maybe people also do say like kids change dynamics of a relationship. So maybe with like everything that she's so focused on being gone, and it's like you can either start your new life, or it's going to be you and Todd. And maybe she thought that was a little bit more daunting of a responsibility.
Yeah, that is interesting to like go back. You know, you start out as a couple without kids, and then you go through life, so much life with kids and other factors. And then, yeah, when you're facing like going back to just the two of you, it's like what has changed in between that amount of time, and like what are you going back to?
I do think that's where a lot of couples struggle.
Yeah.
You know, that's like after the kids, they've raised
Empty
their
nesters.
children, and now they're back empty nesters, and now it's like, oh my god, oh,
You like, you know
What
what I
are
mean?
we
You don't
doing?
already have
What
the
did we used
timeshare
to
picked
do?
out in Barbados. Like,
Well,
then
it's-
it's like, what are we doing?
You know,
What are we
like,
gonna
Nellie
talk
and I,
about?
we've been together for a while. We're really comfortable with each other. We're comfortable in silence. We like to talk. It is so easy for us to connect talking about River.
Right.
You know,
It's like, what did we used to talk about before this?
no, there's a little bit of like, man, like we got to make sure we not talk about our kids sometimes, because it is so easy to be like, well, don't we just love our dog? That was our
Like,
thing.
what was our life like before? Like, what did we talk about?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, and I think to that point, you know, couples can lose some of that other stuff.
Or just like what kind of like bonds you two together in your relationship outside of like raising a family and getting older and whatnot, that it's just like, if she was like, you know, I don't want to live the rest of my life ordering sundaes and having this man steal my cherry, then I'm
Literally.
like, I get it.
Yeah, that's what
You
I was
know?
gonna say.
Well, we wish her the best, and
We do.
you know, let us know, Bronwyn. Is it off limits, on limits? You know,
We support you either way.
I want to be respectful.
We love you.
You know,
Be a queen.
Well, we had a jam-packed episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City last night, and here's your rapid recap if you missed it. We pick back up with these incredible women in Greece, and it's Mother's Day. Meredith thinks that Whitney and Heather are mean girls, probably because they're blonde, and also because she's more eloquent and smarter than and closer to her kids than them. Whitney can't understand why Meredith is mad at her for calling her an alcoholic and a pill popper. Meredith then ditches Whitney, Heather, and Brittany during their Greek cooking lesson, but she's contractually obligated to attend because she's in heels and can't walk back to the villa. However, don't worry, because she is grumpy and not being able to talk to Brooks on Mother's Day, and she does make sure everyone knows that. Then everyone links up at the cooking event, and Lisa spins all the group's issues into Whitney and Meredith. Whitney apologizes for calling Meredith an alcoholic and a pill popper, but does make sure that everyone knows she's still concerned about it. Angie says Electra doesn't identify as Greek, but she does identify as a horse girl. Bronwyn reveals she has kissed a handful of girls and has done more than that with them. Then she kisses Whitney chastely, which could mean nothing, and that is also scratched out. But then Brittany distracts from their homoerotic. Then Brittany distracts from their homoerotic friendship by revealing she has kissed 367 men. She knows this
that
because she
of the
had an Excel spreadsheet with
wild.
stats since college. She also says she trademarked high body count hair. Angie is flabbergasted by this news because it was her line. And yet also, yes, Angie wanted to trademark it herself, but she's also mad because Brittany is embarrassing and weird and her hair is too long for her age. In the vein of entrepreneurship, Bronwyn and Meredith decide to trademark ting ting ting. Angie then calls Brittany Ditzarella, which is an Emmy Award-winning line if we've ever heard one, and she also calls her a slut and asks if she would trademark that. Whitney then decide the women should just enjoy Grease, and they do. For now.
It's so funny.
Lots to debate and discuss here. I do want to point out at the very end of the episode, and I think that's what makes this cast of women great, is that you actually heard they left it in, and I think it was very deliberate. Lisa Barlow at the end going to Brittany and being like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And it seemed like almost a real, like, the scene was done, and she was like human being like, I know we get a little nasty, but like, are you okay? And then Lisa was like, and she's like, and at least Brittany was like, yeah, I'm fine. And Lisa was like, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And it really, like, I think gave us an inside look to how these women operate, where it's just like, and we've said this about these women, that we love how they can get into it, they can fight, and they can like move on. And I thought that was a really interesting glimpse. Back to like the drama of, Meredith is losing me.
I'm
she
Team
seemed
Meredith.
like she would
Careful.
be so frustrating
Careful.
to be friends with, and is so infuriating with someone who just simply ever refuses to give an inch, acknowledge any fault in any situation, to just feel constantly gaslit by someone. Like, I just don't know how people can be friends with those kind of people.
I think it's bold for you to assume she's ever done anything wrong.
Okay.
I will say, I was kind of Team Meredith in this episode. I thought
Thank you.
I think that there are ways. I think that there are ways to say, like, hold on, let me take a phone call. But I think them all getting annoyed with her for talking to Brooks on Mother's Day, and then
By the way,
making her get off the phone.
Leia's saying this because I told her yesterday while I was watching. I was like, Meredith is kind of giving you energy this episode.
By the way, first of all, they all tell me that I give Brittany energy, and then during this one episode, it was Meredith energy, and I don't know what you're.
She was coming out of like every angle with something different, and I think she's iconic. I loved her in this episode, but like beyond the parent thing, it's like every new scene was a different like emotion.
Okay.
And it was her either walking away or coming in and then just not saying anything, which I thought was iconic.
I guess
The
I
thing
do
about
that.
Meredith in this episode is she was giving, okay? She was giving mother. She was giving frustrated. She was giving, I miss my son and want to talk to him. And my kids are just sending me these beautiful flowers because they love me so much. And I'm like, yeah, Meredith, show those ladies.
Yeah, but her ability to feel sorry for herself.
It's beautiful. It's Mother's Day behavior if I've ever seen it.
Like, can someone not wish you a happy birthday the day after your birthday?
No.
You knew we were going on this trip. I was with Heather with that when she was like, we all signed up for Mother's Day.
But that doesn't mean she's not allowed to talk to Brooks on the phone.
No, no one said she wasn't allowed.
was-
She apparently had a limited window and it didn't work out.
And even then, it was.
It did work out. She was on the phone. She was on the bus.
No,
She was on the bus and they
refusing
told
to have a conversation with Heather. Then they're having a conversation, and she picks up the phone like without even saying like, "Hold on one sec." Like it was just like, okay, like I have no time for you people, and it's just like you're on a show.
Do we think there was editing there? Or do we think she actually in the middle of a sentence?
I think she.
Of course, she in the middle of a sentence picked up the phone to
100%.
talk to Brooks. But it's also like, okay, what
That's such a
what Meredith is dealing right now is you have loved these two girls to death, but Whitney and Heather, bad weather, spinning around, tornado,
destroy.
They're spinning the truth on Meredith. They're creating a narrative about her that she is an alcoholic and a pill popper, which she is not. And then you just have Heather being like, well, let's all talk about it in the group at the table, after Meredith was like, I don't want to.
But she, that is the show.
Yeah.
But yes, but they have one-on-one conversations.
It was a trap putting like Meredith in the car with all of them, where she had to sit there and then they're all just like throwing like things at her and she can't just like not do anything right. Like I give her that grace.
I think there's a scale of who was right and who was wrong. I think the most wrong person this episode was Whitney Rose.
Yes.
She made no
Mhm.
sense to me.
Her being like, it's so unfair to me that you won't let Meredith answer my questions. It's like, that doesn't make any sense.
The whole thing was like, you were like, what did I do wrong? What did I do to you, Meredith? Can you say what I did to you? And like, for some reason, Meredith's not answering. So like, thank God for Lisa going in and being like,
You called her an
a pill
alcoholic
popper.
and a pill popper.
I think Meredith only made sense when she was confronting Whitney, because Whitney made no sense. And then for me, Meredith arguing with anyone else made no sense. And then Lisa, I thought, made a lot of sense when she was defending Meredith.
Lisa did make a lot of sense.
over Whitney and just being like, well, you called her a pill popper.
Simple as that.
Yeah, how do you
I
not
also
understand that?
liked what she said to the group on the donkeys when she was like, I'm friends with Meredith and I'm loyal and I'm
Yeah.
gonna have her back.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, we'll say that I do think Lisa was, part of the airplane situation, and she obviously is denying any involvement in that, and that's where she loses me a little bit in that situation.
She was like, I didn't do it, but you can't get mad at my girl for doing it.
And honestly, I went back and started watching Salt Lake City from the beginning again, and I did kind of miss what Lisa and Meredith's friendship used to be, and I feel like it's coming back, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm down for anybody who's like, hey, I ride or die for my friend, and I'm not going to let you talk shit about her in front of my face, behind her back. Yeah. And I'm like, and I feel like Lisa's actually stepping up this season, so I do appreciate it.
Lisa is being a damn good friend to Meredith this season.
She's loyal. And then Heather. I feel like I'm Heather. I'm a Heather.
I don't understand.
I relate the most to Heather.
Stirring the pot.
She was doing too much.
Tornado?
She's doing her job, but she makes sense, and I think Heather can admit when she's wrong.
She also pokes the bear, though. Like, I think that her putting Angie in Meredith's bathing suit was intentional to try to make Meredith upset, and Meredith was cool about it. But I do think Heather thought that Meredith would lose her cool there.
Maybe.
When Heather's in her ITM and she's like, "Hello, honey. Yes, you have to straighten out the dollar before you put it into the vending machine."
That was
her phone was upside down. So funny.
Incredible performance.
I'm just
Heather.
like, okay, but here's the thing. Here's the reason Heather is frustrating me right now with Meredith is because it's like she is poking the bear, and she knows. She's known they know how to get Meredith to go psycho mode.
Yeah.
And they're really trying to they're saying all of the like trigger things for her to get her to go psycho mode to be the villain this season.
No, I feel like they're just trying to get her to like concede an inch.
And that's what's going to make her go crazy.
Called Heather a liar, and Heather's like, I don't appreciate that. I didn't lie. Like, can you just apologize for calling me a liar?
She's also doing too much, though.
Heather or
is it that seriously to be called a liar?
Well, some people
on Housewives,
think that's a very
situation where it's just
word.
like, I'm literally watching this thing. You were very mean to my other friend in a way that was, really hurtful, and you're just like, we know you're lying, and you're calling me a liar. That would be a little triggering.
We still don't know what happened on that plane.
For me, it's kind of like, I feel like we're doing the most just in the sense that I'm like, okay, Heather, you can isolate and be like upset that Meredith called you a liar, but then it's like Brittany and Meredith resolved whatever issues that they were having. So like, why are you so focused on like trying to bring back this whole storyline or this whole argument between Meredith and Brittany where we're not even doing this anymore? We've moved on.
Yeah.
But the only person who hasn't is Heather. And it's like, drop it.
That is true. Ditzarella is something that I feel like needs to be in the Webster Dictionary. We need to all start using it.
Well, Brittany's going to trademark
6-7 with Ditzarella.
Please.
Ditzarella.
Please.
That would be good.
Yeah.
The other great debate was the trademark situation. And I got to say, I'm right down the middle.
I'm Team Angie 100%.
At first, I was so Team Angie. I was like, yeah, that's kind of weird. But then I forgot and was reminded that like Angie said that about Brittany.
Yeah, but Angie said it.
Angie's line.
The line rolled off her tongue.
If I'm Angie,
It's so funny.
If I'm in Angie's situation, I would handle it exactly how Angie handled it.
100%.
At the same time, I kind of get Brittany's point of view, which is like, I had to be the one called high body count herring. You apparently didn't do it, so all's fair in love and trademark.
But she
and I
didn't come up with the line.
Yeah, you can't trademark something
someone else's
you didn't come
line.
up with.
Well, you literally can.
Well, literally.
You can trademark anything.
Anything.
But that's what's fucked up about it.
What was Bill Belichick's girlfriend she was trying to trademark a name.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And
I do.
Was it it wasn't Gold Digger? Was it Gold Digger?
I think it was Gold Digger.
I think it was Gold Digger. She was like,
Oh my
I want to
God.
trademark it. And it was just like,
when it comes to trademarking, it has more to do with like how common is this already used? If it's like
what is it?
A generic thing that everyone is like, there's no uniqueness to this.
Didn't Heather trademark receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots? Or Bravo did? Somebody did.
Someone did.
Bravo
Someone
sells
did.
it on merch.
But part of the trademark process is not proving this is your
Who
idea
said it, yeah.
or who said it or where it's
It's just
coming
being
from.
the first to do
Yeah.
it.
Well, what I will
Yeah, you
say
know what?
is at BravoCon, I did spend $45 on a high body count hair t-shirt at Angie Castaneva's booth. and I will wear it.
Cha-ching.
Yeah,
Brittany.
like that's what I said. I gave
literally.
Angie the money for it. So I was like, girlie, I don't know if you trademarked it or not.
But is Brittany making money on that then?
Legal?
Because
I mean, I'm
it's
just
on
saying legally,
Angie's
it
shirt.
sounds like Brittany, if she wanted to, could go knocking on Angie's door and saying, hey, that 1995 ain't yours.
You know?
That's
You owe
true.
me.
But you know what? That is actually, like, now that I'm remembering it, I'm curious to know, did Bravo trademark receipts proof timeline screenshot? Because Heather said it, but Bravo trademarked it.
But it
So
was
it's
on
like,
a Bravo.
who
I feel like
cares? It's kinda
technically with this
similar.
thing. Yeah, I feel like technically with a lot of this stuff, they said it on a TV show filming while they were being paid. So technically, if we're getting into it, it's work for hire.
I mean, if you're
It also depends on like how she trademarked it because
Yeah.
like you can have multiple brands that have the same name that are different products.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a Road skincare and then there's a Road clothing line.
Yeah.
But when you think about the fact that overall Brittany is kind of like seen by the rest of her peers as not as smart, a little ditzy, a little dumb. So there's a part
Ditzarilla.
of me that's kind of like, pop off, Brittany.
Well,
you
I
know?
will say
like,
she did get her moment with the like, well, you just weren't smart enough to do it first. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I want to save you in this moment because I know that they all just saw red. Like Angie's
but
just left her
I give
body.
Brittany props. It's like you're gonna like kind of pick
Did
on
she
her,
lie?
and you're gonna, you know, again, like.
But then
she's-
Angie was throwing shots. She
Yeah.
was like, your hair is too long for your age. She's like, the other day, I thought my hair was getting too long because it was looking like yours, and so I cut it.
And the way Angie was calm delivering that was.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I mean, how many iconic lines can I just say right now in this moment off the top of my head that you can trademark?
But the best
is
of
what
it-
she was doing.
Of, like on her like fire roll is like Whitney being like, we should all just be enjoying this. And she just casually was just like, all right, then we'll just stop having this conversation then.
All right.
Like it was just like, she was like, no fucking sweat off my brow.
No, she's
And
like,
also
I got
if-
more of these. I can trademark anything I fucking want.
If
I
you
say
can
everything
trademark
every day.
slut, yeah, you should.
You should.
As you should.
That was awesome. Be like, oh, well, I guess, yeah, if I called you a slut, would you want to trademark that? I was like, Angie!
I think it's just great that she's very detail oriented.
Me too.
Yeah.
An Excel sheet. I kind of
An
want to see
Excel
this
sheet.
Excel sheet. Like,
I do
is it
too.
dated?
I know. on it.
It's like
yeah,
you want to
and,
call
is there like a kissed with tongue? Is there a description?
Right, like
Is
what
there-
base?
Like how many columns are on this Excel
Yeah.
sheet
Yeah.
that's getting filled out?
Also,
Do
it's
you
like,
think she rates them?
I hope so. You want to
Would
call her
come
dumb, but
back
she has an
again.
Excel sheet?
How many times did you kiss each one of them?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have been on the donkey rides or the cooking class?
Oh, donkey all day, every day.
Cooking.
Donkey.
No. Think about the groups of people too.
Cooking.
Either way, cooking.
Cooking, yeah.
Take me off a donkey.
No,
Oh.
I think the donkey could have been fun.
I want to
I
ride a
would've paid
donkey
to
with
see
Mary
Mary.
Cosby.
Yes,
and
I would
Angie
pay
Katzenberg.
to
Yeah.
see Mary on the back
Yeah.
of a donkey.
And I actually thought that Mary, in a way, defended Britney's kissing when she's like, I have 300 members at my church. And I'm like, yeah. So,
she said
like,
small.
you could shake everyone's hand at church in one sitting. You know?
Also,
You
a
thought that
kiss-
was
What's a
her
kiss?
A kiss is a
defending
kiss. A kiss, that can mean so many different things.
I think she wasn't defending
No,
Brittany. I think she was
No.
more so
I know
being
she wasn't
like,
trying
that's
to.
how many people are at my church.
I know
in
she
a
wasn't
big
trying to,
way.
but I heard that. I go, yeah,
Inadvertently.
what's the big deal?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like we're gonna have a fight between Jared and Brittany later on, being like, "You said that you kissed 367 men." Like I'm, like when she flirted with Captain Jason.
I wish
How many
there
of
was a
them
way we
gave
could
you
ask
a
him
Build-A-Bear?
about it.
I know.
You know,
Bronwyn,
what about her?
fluid diva.
Oh,
When Mary was right.
yeah. Bronwyn and Whitney.
It's just so hard when I am always correct about things. You know what I mean, Nick? I understand how you feel.
About
being
to be
right.
right.
About being right. Yes.
just
No,
be-
it is a burden.
To just
Yes, yeah.
be right, to see Bronwyn be like, yeah, I've kissed women. I've done more. And I was like, I knew it. The second I saw that bob, I said, that's an ally to
You
my
clocked-
community.
You clocked
I
that.
clocked it.
Which
Love
one?
it.
Which one's Bob?
Both of them.
Both of the Bobs.
I
both
thought
of 'em.
Bronwyn had the line of the night where she went, because like Meredith couldn't even acknowledge that she broke a plate when she was a kid. It was
Yeah.
like some big confession.
Exactly.
And it was so true that like one day Meredith, when she's 90, is going to be like, yeah, that one time I was on a plane and I kind of overreacted. I'm
funny.
like, that's
and I yelled at someone for 5 hours.
It was perfect.
That was really funny.
What a beautiful,
It was
perfect
just-
TV show.
it just would be hard. If this is how Meredith is in life, it would just be infuriating to be friends.
I don't have a problem with it, Meredith. Come hang out anytime you would like.
Okay. Well, I think that will wrap up today's episode. Thank you to our guests, Ashley Darby and Variety's Ramin Setoodeh. We appreciate them all, and we appreciate you listening. Do not forget to check out Viall Files Plus. It's free to sign up. Just go to viallfiles.com. A lot of great content. And now our episodes are ad-free. We will see you Monday. Bye-bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.